Yeah, where's the topics?
The stuff we're supposed to talk about.
Topics are okay. Yeah, there's a thing with you and Tumbles.
Oh,
there's
do
bingo.
people really want to hear about that?
I thought this is so high. Did Tumbles just buy
Tumbles
this?
has all the shares on that, I think. Yeah.
What is this? Okay, I'm about to
Buy it down.
Buy
Buy it down. Talk about it.
See, Tumbles isn't even here yet. I imagine some people might be busy with actual Super Bowl parties, but I think that starts for a bit.
There's this market. Will number 13 propose to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? Number 13 is not Travis Kelce.
Wait, what is this?
Travis Kelce's number 87. I don't know football, and even I know that. There is a market called Will number 13 propose to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? She is not dating number 13. She's dating number 87.
But is her lucky number is 13?
No, her lucky numbers are 13 and 89.
Okay.
So, like, some random guy with her lucky number is going to propose to her?
Maybe he debuted a number. Maybe he comes out to the Super Bowl. They've given him 13.
That would be the other would matter.
You can change your number.
Proposal, but it shows up with a whole New Jersey.
If that happens, then that was an insider trading market that was made by Travis Kelce.
I really hope the SF quarterback proposes to her.
Semiotic's saying there's already a number 13, so
maybe
there's a love triangle thing going on.
There's a number 13 on both teams.
Yeah,
either one of them.
Brock Purdy is 13. Okay.
Or Nazeh Johnson is the Kansas City safety. So one of those two's got to propose.
Okay. Should we like?
Maybe
we should
the death is for her hand in marriage.
Yeah, we don't have a market on whether we'll start on time anymore, which is good because we're 1 minute late.
It's fine to be late, but everyone is hungover after the party. We all stayed up late Saturday night.
Get some hair of the dog here on this end, so we made Manifold more interesting because we are both.
So we're trying.
So that's right.
There is a market on if we drink. We have to do one of the suggestions, which is a chess clock, nudity, drinking, or I forgot the fourth option.
Music.
There's music. There's like a. I think it's a bit late to think about entry music.
Yeah, it seems opening theme.
Anyway, hello, welcome everyone to Manifold Live episode number 7 of 8. Well, a 7 of 8 so far, because we did episode 0.
Yes.
So, the main topics today are going to be Bet on Love, which happened yesterday, which I totally missed. I had a separate thing on. So you guys will have to catch me up on what happened there. I haven't seen a VOD, I haven't even checked any markets on it yet. So...
Yeah, okay, that's good. We can explain this to you. It's very difficult to explain, but I think that's entertaining, actually.
Great. And
so,
of course,
and then...
We'll also be covering the Super Bowl, which will be happening later today, as I understand it. I don't really understand it. We don't really do American football here in New Zealand, but we do the proper version.
We don't do American football that much in California either, but we'll figure it out.
Right. Yeah, so we have Joshua and Matty B in the Manifold studio, I understand.
Yes. The background is obscured, but I could change that if you want evidence. It's a nice place.
There are snacks over there. We got.
You eating something together? I noticed that.
Wait, what did you say?
The void thing going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So a little kitchenette here. We got some fridges. We got snacks over there.
I need to show them the whiteboard.
The Wi-Fi password over there is Rational Lussie, which I think resolves another bet. Yeah, there's no one here. They all left. SG was here and James were here.
Yeah.
They're both gone now. So.
I thought we'd resolve some market space on that. Maybe they'll be back. We'll see. The staff are too cowardly to face their audience. They can't stand up to the tough questions we would ask them.
We're in charge of Manifold now. We have all the computers.
I'm gonna sell my bet on that.
Okay, well, wait, should I say what Steven was, is that preemptive? I think it's, I'm gonna just take that as, if I say it now, then that means he has to stick with it. Apparently I am now running Manifold politics, according to Steven. I will now be editor-in-chief if there's any markets this resolves.
Nice.
If anyone has suggestions of how to run Manifold politics, let me know. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, okay. So the Bet on Love show was much better than I expected it to be. Like, I expected it to be so bad it was good. It was actually just good. They had a competent theater troupe that made a funny show with a musical theater production with a bunch of insider jokes about Manifold. I don't know how funny it was to people who didn't get all the insider jokes, but it was amazing to me. This is ideal. You watched at home also, Matty?
I watched on the live stream. It was great. There were multiple cameras. I think it was recorded, so you could watch it again if you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
There were 6 contestants eliminated in 4 rounds, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of spitballing the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
There were sex acts we did not see, but they occurred potentially.
Yes.
There was dancing.
Like behind a
The dancing.
There was a segment where they got to go under a sheet with Ayla.
30 Seconds in Heaven is the game we played in middle school, but it was 30 seconds under a sheet in a bed on a stage.
Jeez. Now I have to check out the VOD.
I found it surprising, I have to say. I found it surprising. I thought she was actually going to speak to the contestants. She really said we should have had sort of a market on how many words she would actually speak during that 2-hour experience, because she didn't actually say anything. They were kind of ushering that. We heard more from her sister.
That's true, yeah. She was kind of presiding over this, and she got to make judgments on the questions that they answered, but she didn't herself ask the questions. It's the staff, or not the staff, but the theater troupe had a host, and the host is the one that's kind of prompting the guests to do stuff.
And then musical interludes. We left out the musical interludes.
They should have swapped 1 or 2 musical. Yeah, so the theater troupe had their entire own subplot about a blood boy.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what the plot was actually. Some of the songs were good.
Blood boy?
I thought.
Stefanie, you got this.
That's got to be an inside joke I'm missing or something.
I think it was related to Brian Johnson. I was trying to explain to Matt last night about Brian Johnson and his blood boy relationship with his son, who gives him sense of his blood, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Brian Johnson is the CEO that's trying to live forever. So I assumed, but I could be off base.
I thought maybe they were
There were
using
many
it
layers
for the
to
Halloween
this
show.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was very impressed, honestly. They wrote some good comedy. The host was very good at improv. There was a lot of interaction with the audience's betting because it was on in the background. They had a big screen up with the market, and so when someone did something bad, their name would go down on the market of who would win, and when they did something good, it would go up, and then they would react to this information, which is torturous
Really
for
hard.
them, but good.
It was really hard to live bet. I couldn't even sell my positions, let alone buy new ones. It was really tough.
The site did break.
Sometimes it would tell me it failed, and then it would make the bet anyway at a much different. Anyway, I don't know when they were going in.
Yeah, we could go down a whole thing about this, but I think for live betting, I would really like if the interface let you do limit orders as a default. There's a whole extra click for limit orders when what you really want is you want to say, I think the price is now 99, and it should be one button to just move the scroll bar to 99 and say, I will buy this to 99. Instead of spending an amount of mana and seeing how much that moves it. And then if someone does it before you and it's already at 99, now you're buying 10,000 from 99 to 99.99, which is then not an efficient use of capital. So everyone wants to just be using limit orders in live betting, I think, but it's too cumbersome under the current UI.
And they'd have to support decimals, because you'd have to be a lot more precise about exactly where you can buy to.
I mean, once something is resolved, yes, then you just bring it to 99, basically, right? But
yeah,
still. All right, this is in the weeds, but okay. Wait, what were the actual market on this? Was the market accurate? Is one of the options here is for something for us to talk about. Do you guys think?
Yeah, Philip was at 75% for the last 2 rounds, and then he won. So it was pretty obvious. I bet on him at 80%. I won mana. I don't know. I think we got it right.
Stefanie, thoughts?
I mean, accurate from what point? I didn't actually do much research on these people to begin with, so I didn't really have any opinion. one person to another. I thought it was funny how her sister and the others voted off the guy she clearly wanted to keep for a while. She was a bit like, what do you
She was
mean?
so disappointed.
I think
Yeah,
everybody
that was a weird part.
trying to sell their positions on that guy because it seemed like he was going to make it a while.
That was rigged. I do agree. We need justice for Caleb. Unfairly eliminated before his time. Could have won.
Yeah. Well, and he was also soliciting some bribery beforehand, right? As soon as he was ushered in, he was sort of like, contestant here.
In the comments, he went into the comments section on the markets and was like, hey, if anyone wants to bribe me to do anything during the show, please.
Oh, interesting.
And I think he did resolve maybe some of the prop bet markets, which that was the other thing we have in the suggestions here is I was running the prop bet market this whole time, which was not the thing on the screen. On the screen was who will win. But meanwhile, we were all being degenerates and betting on will someone jump in the air or will, like, there were so many weird ones. Will someone start chanting things from the audience? Will there be
will they
dog?
chant Biden? Will they chant Trump? There were
Shout out to the
yell
fursuit that didn't show up.
Yeah, someone in a fursuit.
That would be the fursuit, but
Stefanie was waiting for the dress the whole time.
but
No
then
dress. No
I
dress.
kept telling Matt and I were like live watching together, right? And I'm like, every time the lights went out and when she's changing her dress, one of those dresses is coming out. My finger was on the button, but
No, unfortunately.
And we saw a mime act or some kind of weird. She danced.
She did a sexual mime act at the end of the show. So that's something you can look forward to, NC. If you want to watch the show, you get to see a sexual mime act. Does this appeal
And
to
so you
you?
mostly heard like everything that happened, and still you're probably not prepared for all of the intricacies.
How does this sound to you, NC? Have we sold you?
I mean, I was already sold with the blanket thing. I just had no idea what that would look like. I just got to look at it out of curiosity. Nothing else.
They had a scale, you see. It was like a thermometer from not hot to at the top. It was a wetness scale, after which they would go under the curtain for 30 seconds, and then she would point on the scale to how well they did.
It was at that point that the winner was obvious. Let's just.
He was already the fave going into that, and then he won that round. Yeah, it was pretty clear. I feel like she gave artificially high answers. I feel like all three were not that high.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe she was judging them favorably. You don't want to say too low.
You don't want all three to be in the very bottom tier.
Yes, and they only had 30 seconds. So yeah, unrealistic perhaps that. But we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened behind the curtain.
Theater for you. Behind theater. Okay. We have a whole bunch of topics we could talk about. You want to talk about your trip to SF? I could talk about...
I'm resolving the ones we just did. I don't know. What else? Let's see. Trying to think.
The bingo's going so far.
Bingo's real good. Yeah, this was... So, Stefanie made a bingo market about her trip to New York. And that was... What was that? Like December? November?
Yeah, last week in December, first week of January.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I decided to make one just for like my brief flight up here to see the show. And even though I haven't like had time to do like 90% of the things in the market, it's like a great way to solicit suggestions of like where to go, because just anyone that lives in SF will put in like, you should go to this restaurant, you should go to this park, you should see this thing. And if they agree with each other, they'll buy those options up. And then you have like a great list of recommendations of what to do in the city you're traveling to.
Yeah.
Like I was able to like walk a couple of blocks and get a great pastry and see a very nice park, and it was like a great time. And I think better than if I had just Googled travel recommendations.
No shout out to the subpar burrito, I guess.
The burrito's okay. Okay.
He went to the wrong place. We don't need to talk about it.
I'm from San Diego. I don't know what you were expecting. I gave it a shot.
It was always going to devolve into war.
No, travel markets are super fun, so I'm happy to see more of them popping up because I really enjoyed it. It was, especially being in New York, there's just such an endless supply of things. And so the times that I would walk out the door not sure where I'm going, I would sort of look and see what do people think I should do, or what would be interesting to resolve today, or what direction to point myself. And like, yeah, it solved a lot of my problems.
What's underrated? I can make some extra mana off today.
What what kind of things did they end up suggesting? Actually, I didn't follow the market super closely because I'm not from New York, so I didn't think I had any good advice to offer. But like, what did they tell you to do that you ended up doing?
Well, Conflux came in with some good ones. Like, he ended up telling me to go to the Maths Museum, which I did, and then he put another one for buy this book there, and I said, "This is your book, isn't it?" Which was also amazing. I got to support somebody who wrote a book of puzzles. What else? Go to 3 boroughs, eat a cuisine I've never had before, go to a play, walk a shitload of steps. You know, like.
That sounds like a good
We held a Manifold meetup, actually. So, like, you know, I found the rats in the ACX groups. There's an OBNYC, and so I put it in there. I want to have a Manifold meetup, so I ended up going to an ACX meetup and sort of convincing some people to come for a Manifold meetup. So it was nice.
Mm-hmm. I like this. I feel like it could also be interesting to see in like if a group was traveling together and they had a market for like what will this group do, because then they would all be submitting things that they want to do for the group to consider also.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is Manifold Travel is the next Manifold product. You want to be the manager of Manifold Travel as well?
No, I already. Could we have more of the?
We do have more mead. Yes. I will upsell the world on my favorite mead.
Yeah, there's a market on us doing one of the things from the Manifold poll. Did that resolve yes already?
Yes, it did.
We resolved that.
Okay, MC got it.
It's mead. Hello. It's honey liquor.
Monday morning in New Zealand, so probably NC's not joining on this one.
Not the best time to be drinking over here, but also I don't really. Oh, no, I do, but no, I have to.
We talked to them about Manifest, by the way. You're going to try and make that if you can, aren't you, NC?
I am, yes. Should be able to.
Yeah, they seem like they were pretty confident in the current scheduling. Like they're still figuring out details and whatnot, but that's going to be the next big thing after Bet on Love. So hopefully everyone is able to make it.
Flying to SF.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Come here. It's cold, usually.
June, right? What they saying June?
It's been that chilly, actually. I think it's been very bright. I'm glad I had sunglasses.
The rain stopped. Okay, new topic.
Yes.
Let's find.
Keep it moving. We have so many things to.
I picked the last one. You pick this one.
We have NC. You pick a topic. I can't choose.
What do we have?
Let's talk about the billboard.
Oh God.
Well, we're in San Francisco.
Yes.
Let's talk about those billboards.
Who wants to recap the billboard situation? Because
I give a cursory overview, but I feel like you have all the details.
No. You go ahead, Matty.
There is an agency that exists, and it sponsored Bet on Love yesterday. And since sponsoring Bet on Love, it has bought $3,000 worth of mana, taken a lot of mana, used Manifold. It is an account that has made markets as well. It
Just called The Agency.
Yes, just called Agency. The name is The Agency, but it's just at Agency. And they've created a whole bunch of markets of like who is the agency, who is running agency, resolved a bunch of things, misresolved some things. I made a bit of mana off of it.
I made a bit of mana. Beijing, who is in the audience right now, made 42,000 mana. Because he just set a bunch of limit orders at 1% to 99%, and the agency would buy things to 99% and then sell them to 1%.
Oh, they are now. Just
we also heard apparently Jackson made a market saying, "Is this a good use of the agency's time?" And he kept buying it down, and the agency kept buying it up. It's resolved it no.
It's not resolved yet, but it's very obviously going to resolve now because this makes no sense. I guess if you're trying to get attention, they have obtained attention.
We're successfully talking about it.
Yeah, did NC, Stefanie, have you guys participated in these markets much?
Not much
It seems
myself.
too risky for me to do anything with that.
Yeah, same. I generally try to maintain a policy of just staying out of whale bait because it's whale bait.
Right. Yeah. Wait.
I
don't
did
know,
add Manifold Live to the logos that might be added to the billboard. So bet on that, please. But
Oh, that's true. Yeah. If anyone wants to support us, you could go. Wait, can you like show the market on the screen and see?
I will try find it. I don't have.
It is
my,
unlisted now,
oh,
actually.
It's
It is?
Yeah,
I
there
think
was.
I listed it. I think you need to drop the link in there.
well, the link was at
Oh, no,
the
it's just
top of
in
the
the-
market that I was.
Yeah, it's in the market. Just click on it.
Yeah.
So
on
basically,
screen anyway.
again, for those not following it, it's the top 13 answers in this market will be put onto a physical billboard in San Francisco, which presumably will cost thousands of dollars.
Allegedly.
And the logos that are linked to here are what will go up on that billboard, or the avatars of someone's profile. So, like, I linked to Mira's profile, and therefore her anime girl avatar will be on a billboard in San Francisco if it is one of the top 13 answers when this question closes.
Allegedly.
Absolutely.
No,
Well,
Which
and there's
is-
also a question about what qualifies as fair use when it comes to a giant billboard with Google, Anthropic, Apple, and all of these logos. I have my opinions on what qualifies as fair use, and they seem to be different from those of the agencies. But let's see.
Not
I
to
think
defend
the judge might
agency.
have some opinions.
If we get sued by Apple, that would be a nice bit of PR, though.
It's according to plan. Right. Or Nintendo is very litigious, and we've been trying to get Vaporeon up into the top 30. So maybe that would be a good story.
Well, between this and some spirited discussions in the Discord, it's been quite an interesting couple of days.
I like something is happening. I like the general concept of like the $1 million homepage was something that I don't know if you guys are familiar with from like the early days of the internet getting big, where this guy had the idea that he would sell like 1 pixel for $1 or something. There would be 1 million pixels in this big image, and then this image would become this like notable website where whenever you went there, these things would be forever immortalized on the homepage of the internet, and like companies bought ad space on it, and the guy made $1 million. And I think that's a genius idea to do with mana, actually. Like, if you could figure out a way to do it that wasn't exactly whale bait, like you could just pay for the space, or you could have some sort of market mechanism that would like fairly determine something predictable of what would end up in that space, then you could get people getting in, and they would want to probably to have whatever their little silly thing is up on the mana homepage. Whalebait is an insane way to do this, in my opinion, because you just snipe it at the last minute if there's a set close time, or if there's not a set close time, then it becomes a dollar auction, where you just keep putting in more money and you keep getting more invested, and eventually some people will just lose all of the mana they put in, even though the answer won't resolve yes, because someone outbid them. So it's a very strange format to me, but the very core concept is interesting, and I hope that gets done well at some point. But
maybe that could be the use of politifold.com, since that's clearly not the URL.
Yeah, they own all these URLs now. Yeah, they could just put some of these.
Wait, they bought them all?
They bought all the URLs that were suggested for Manifold Politics, yeah. Or, like, the main ones they were considering. And they're not that expensive.
To give off a signal of, or to not give off a signal of which one they're actually.
No, just to have their options open, because they didn't want, they were trying to just have these available ones, and they hadn't picked which one, right?
Interesting.
So,
Maybe
until
that's
they
the
picked, they just
angle.
bought them.
Maybe that's the angle, because a lot of the stuff that's been happening with the agency is also happening through the Manifold Politics official account.
I don't know, maybe they're related
Maybe that's-
somehow. Who can say?
The people that work in this office were pretty surprised when we mentioned that politics was involved, so I don't know.
I'm going to resolve the whale bait suggestion here to yes.
All y'all, see you guys. And
The next highest thing. Wait, hold on. We should ignore the whale bait. We should look for good answers, not just the highest answers. What else do we have here? Have you guys seen the Michael's toddler market? This is
wait.
this is just a fun one. This is also kind of whale bait, but not in an interesting way, because the answers do not resolve based on what is the highest, but the answer that is the highest gets read last to the toddler, and Michael's toddler will choose which answer wins. So everyone has submitted answers like "mommy" and "farty McFart face" and "laser pew 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 boom,"
Shout out fart noise.
and this will all be read to the toddler. at market close, and then the toddler will choose the toddler's favorite answer.
The toddler's gonna love this.
Yeah, I think this should be entertaining.
Toddler's the real winner here.
No,
I
but how
don't-
many answers are there right now? Because this is really, I mean, you really do want to be one of the last, because how long?
In the conditionality, it does say that there can
48.
go for another round.
If the toddler can't choose.
If
yeah.
the toddler can't choose,
Because the
then
toddler will
another
forget.
round.
The toddler would totally forget everything but like the last 10 answers.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is the optimal strategy here? How do we win the toddler market?
Don't play.
I like,
Games.
do you want to stop playing this game and watch Bluey? I think that would be a good,
I think it's in here. I think
Bluey is one of
that's a good strategy.
Bluey is one of the answers.
that is literally, yeah, he's reading verbatim. Do you want to stop playing this game and watch Bluey? Yes.
Coco Melon should also be in here if it's not.
Oh god, I have faith in Michael Wheatley's parenting abilities, and therefore Coco Melon will not be in here. that would not. His child has no idea what Coco Melon is, I'm sure.
It's a definitely interesting market. I haven't seen like someone else will resolve this based on what they like before. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I like new market.
Yeah, the experimentation is fun. I look forward to seeing how this goes. I feel like he hasn't banned this yet, so I'm just going to start now an arms race. This is the strategy I've been thinking of for a while. I am submitting Super Mommy, because Mommy is the top answer, and clearly the toddler would prefer Super Mommy to Mommy. So we'll see if I fire this up. Surely the market will recognize that Super Mommy is superior to Mommy.
Okay, but I think that in his comment about the last, what was it? It was something like he was giving us an indication of how his child forms sentences or something.
Uh-huh.
He called Mommy Mama. So
Oh, you might want Super Mama. Yeah. So this is, I think, potentially the way this market goes is it devolves into the market thinking one answer is good, and then you just submit a million variations of that answer.
100%.
I'm not
100%.
sure what stops this, except Michael Wheatley intervening, or the market choosing not to be degenerate. But the market always chooses to be degenerate if you don't stop it, I think. But we'll
Default
see.
state. Default state.
That was just a fun experiment I saw. Resolve that, yes. Michael, you pick a topic. We're gonna make our way through this. Wait, did I call you Michael? Matty.
Oh, me.
My brain is good.
Hello. I will pick one. I will pick. Oh. Sorry. Real ones that are not going to happen. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. I feel like we have to talk about the Super Bowl. We're in San Francisco
That
as
is
well.
that is a good point. The Super Bowl is
The Super
today
Bowl. Yes.
at 3 p.m. I believe. We have a massive prop bet market on it, and we also have many markets about who will win. My thesis is that the prop bets are more interesting. I like that we have all these dumb bets. I don't know what a lot of them mean. I don't know who the names of the players, so it's hard for me to actually even news trade on this, because if George Kittle scores a touchdown, I don't know which one George Kittle is. But I like the format a lot, and I feel like
49er? Pretty sure he's a 49er.
I feel like these are just kind of taking over every event now. We have prop bets, and I love this.
I like that it makes it more interesting to watch a show, because I'm watching with something else and it gives me like another dynamic of like, I want to think about like fun things that might happen, or I'm just like waiting for this thing to happen. I don't know. It adds a lot more to like,
Yeah.
I think you did one of the first ones in the RNC debate. Which
Yes,
was
the
great.
RNC debate
Yeah.
was great for bingo. Yeah, it basically, I would be browsing Twitter when I was watching anything like the RNC debate or the Super Bowl if I was watching it, or an award show. And I like this more than Twitter. Like, it lets me actually like put in my thoughts in a way that has some feedback. It's like gamifying the viewing experience in a fun way. It is incredibly degenerate though, so I try to.
He once called it Twitter the game, and I love it. I still think that Genzi needs to use it somewhere somehow.
Yeah, you can win at Twitter the game, where you can't win at actual Twitter. On Twitter, everyone loses, but on Manifold,
Only
because
us.
of subsidies, everyone wins. So I think it's one of the strengths of the platform.
Wait, I just had another tomato. It's Genzi, not Gen Z?
I call
Oh,
him.
Genzi. I don't know.
I always say Gen
hear
Z, like the generation, like the
Mhm.
Zoomers.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
it
joke
makes
on
more
that.
sense. I always just, when I'm reading it, anyway.
Didn't we cover this on a previous episode? I feel like
We probably did, yes. Also, it's Foo is first user here, abbreviated.
It's a pho?
Foo, it's Foo.
I'm calling pho like the broth. It's okay.
It's
I've
clearly
been
like
calling you-
generation. I'm being corrected. It's clearly like generation. I'm being corrected in the chat.
Oh,
Like
semiotic.
legit, yeah. I mean, is it bias? I called you Biasin. NC called you. So I'm
Asian.
gonna put a fourth
Asian.
syllable in there.
Asian.
They would call you Bayesian.
Bayesian is what I would
Bayesian?
say now.
Interesting. Well, yeah, tell us how we say.
I would say Biasin, 3 syllables.
Bayards to are in this.
Paris
Is he trying to get does this resolve a market? Is there a
Don't
market
worry
about us
about
saying
it.
something in here?
Don't worry.
I don't know myself.
Work.
Somewhere in that it says up dog, and then that resolves a market to yes. Okay, wait. All right. So prop bets, very fun in my opinion, even though I don't understand them. There is also the market on who will win the Super Bowl. Theoretically, this is a podcast where we make predictions. Would anyone like to make a prediction about who will win the Super Bowl? Matty?
As the only person that lives in a city that is playing in the Super Bowl, I will bet against the 49ers. And with that bet, I will say that I bet against the 49ers in every single round, and I've been wrong every single time. So take that as you will, but I bet on the Chiefs.
Okay, Stefanie?
San Francisco. I'm more interested in the mayhem that results in San Francisco losing won a Super Bowl in almost 30 years. So I'm kind of
I joined the riot.
I meant to add an option to Bay Area bingo saying that you're going to participate in some unruly behavior when everything is insane.
If there is unruly behavior, it'll be in the Mission where you're staying.
That's true.
I live out in like the suburbs, basically.
So in other words, that was a diversion. I have no prediction whatsoever.
MC, would you like to...
I'm all for the Dem agenda, and also I don't know if you saw the screenshot I pulled from Truth Social.
Holy shit.
Oh, does Trump have a hot take? Is he
This
talking
is
about
the
Taylor?
timeline. This is the timeline we're living in. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up.
Using the politics chat.
Trump is now doubling down on his anti-Taylor Swift related to Biden agenda.
Wait, which channel did you put this in? I'm trying to find it.
I put it in politics and I put it in the news discuss Super Bowl one. It could have gone in all of them.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Oh my god.
I signed and was responsible for the Music Modernization Act for Taylor Swift and other musical artists. Joe Biden didn't do anything for Taylor and never will. There's no way she can endorse crooked Joe Biden, the worst and most corrupt president in the history of our country, and be disloyal to the man who made her so much money. Besides that, I like her boyfriend Travis, even though he made me a liberal and probably can't stand me.
Okay, wait. Time out. Wait.
Truly bringing
Yeah,
the people
just
together.
Don't say anything for a second. Is this
Let's
real?
just sit in awe of this timeline.
I would wager a lot of money that's real. As someone that spent like 3 or 4 days following his Truth Social to see if he tweeted about MLK,
Okay.
there was a lot of this kind of like crazy, like, I like her, but I wouldn't like her, but she didn't give me credit. But
I literally had so much Poe's Law looking at this. I was in disbelief that he would literally.
all of his like
I know,
Ukraine
this is
statements
on
were like,
brand. You've forgotten. With his absence from Twitter, you've forgotten, but this is completely on brand.
We need to let him back on Twitter. I'm sorry. It's for the good
He's
of
allowed
the country.
back.
The door is open.
Yeah.
The door is
No,
open. We
Elon
need to
would love
hack and
him.
take down Truth Social so he has
Yeah.
nowhere else to.
I think he'll lose the election more if people see his posts. I think this doesn't help him.
Yeah.
No one votes for him because of this post. I think he
I
loses
know.
the vote.
I don't know. Twitter is pretty pretty enthusiastic about all this.
So does Twitter hate Taylor Swift at this point? I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Think so? No, I don't think Twitter hates Taylor Swift.
Okay.
No, I don't think they've managed that yet. Let's see after the Super Bowl. Maybe there should be like markets on whether or not the Republicans have a lot to say about Taylor Swift after the Super Bowl.
Okay. Wait, we were trying to predict things. Semiotic. Would you like to make a prediction? You're in chat if you want to unmute yourself. Semiotic is one of the best sports bettors on the website. Would you like to tell us who will win the Super Bowl? It would be nice to know. Then I don't have to watch the game if you just tell me.
Oh, we have typing in the chat.
Valid to type.
I can't voice, but Eileen SF.
Eileen
Wow.
SF, yeah.
That's on the 49ers. Okay.
That's those are the betting
just a
odds,
market.
the line. Vegas odds.
Kansas City is the underdog, by the way. Not by much,
Yeah.
but they're the underdog.
Yeah, this is the weird thing to me is that everyone I hear betting on the Super Bowl is betting on the Chiefs, and yet they're the underdog. I don't know how everyone is betting on them when they're the underdog. Shouldn't that make them not the underdog? But I don't know.
Station bets 54%. Who's ever at 54%?
Yeah, that's the Niners. The Niners are slightly favorited. I don't know how that gets determined in sports betting, actually. Does anyone know? Because, like, the Vegas odds are determined by the bookmakers, right? It's not just, like, in a prediction market, you're buying and selling to each other, but Vegas odds, you're betting against Vegas.
Yeah, the house sets the odds slightly favorable for them.
Yeah.
Whatever calculus they
I don't know
do.
much about sports betting. Does anyone know how they do that? Like, is there a team of, like, super football analysts that set this for every game?
I have no idea.
Or is it just based on supply and demand, I guess? They just know who people want to bet on, and they move the odds such that they're just getting the most action?
No, I think Semiotic's right that they try and have like even money on both sides. So you try and predict like which one's going to be more popular because people want to buy the Chiefs. 'Cause maybe they've only heard of Taylor Swift for that. So they probably set it artificially a little bit better for the Chiefs to buy, thinking that they're going to lose. I'll bet you there's some like high level strategy in here, like the house will make money because they're like three-dimensional chess game theory predicting who's going to want to bet on what. Casinos so seldom lose money.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing in actual like prediction markets, quote unquote, is sports betting. I know fuck all about it, which is kind of a blind spot, but I don't know. It's like it feels like it's like bigger than ever this year. Like I just constantly hear about prop bets for the Super Bowl, about whether Travis will propose, about
It's Taylor. It's the Taylor effect.
And
should be fun.
Is this the biggest sporting event in the world? Is there a larger sporting
No,
event than
no,
the
no.
Super Bowl?
The World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, the Olympics, these all get more global viewership, but Americans don't watch any of them. So it's very like segmented that the Super Bowl is much bigger than anything else in America, but it is smaller than the things in other countries, but no one in other countries watches the Super Bowl. We're just kind of isolated.
Oh, I guess we did do Taylor Swift speculation. I should probably
We
just look at this
did.
as well.
Yeah.
We talked about her at least 5 things or something.
No. That's from people not in the episode, though. You have to.
Oh, yeah.
It's audience bingo. Obviously, we get to decide, so it's unfair if we just resolve our own things.
Tumbles even here. I'm not talking about the blue down list.
Tumbles is too busy with his agency marketing.
Tumbles is just getting paid out by agency at this point.
I don't know what the
We're
situation
not
is
doing
there.
blue down.
Somebody posted something interesting in chat. You were saying, Joshua, everyone you heard is betting on the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It says that has a tweet with the top 10 biggest reported Super Bowl bets so far, and I can only see the preview of the first 6, but those are all on the 49ers.
Well, wait, is that in order of
Size. Yeah.
Of size,
Wait, I'm
yeah.
minus
It's a million.
1 million on 49ers. Yeah, on 49ers.
So everyone that knows something.
Yeah, the top 9 are all on
Yeah,
the
that's where
49ers,
the sharp
and then
money is then.
one is on
Yeah.
Brock Purdy to win MVP. I don't know.
When
who
I
he
say
plays for.
everyone, I mean
He's the 49ers quarterback.
But by everyone, I mean the clips of amateur sports bettors on TikTok that the algorithm shows me. That's when I say everyone. My TikTok algorithm is everyone just saying, bet on the Chiefs. I don't know why they're the underdogs.
Well,
As they
maybe,
pull 49ers
yeah.
bets themselves.
I think TikTok is like is definitely Swifty Nation now. That's how I assume.
Well, I mean, these are they're sports betting accounts. They're not Swifty accounts, but still, yeah. As Semiotic is saying, casuals of the Chiefs, sharps
Yeah.
of the 49ers.
I gotta move some money. Definitely casual. Although the Chiefs have looked so good. I don't know. I keep betting against the 49ers. Keep winning, so.
Joshua, are you gonna go watch it somewhere? Are you gonna find a sports bar?
I was gonna, I guess look for a sports bar just for the atmosphere. I don't know. I feel like it would be the thing to do when you're in San Francisco and their team is playing in the Super Bowl. Is
100%.
find a sports bar. What else is going on here?
Will Joshua go bankrupt betting on an octogenarian? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Joe Biden is a very healthy and spry young man. Nothing bad will ever happen to him. He will be our president for 4 more years.
How did this week go?
Poorly.
You could be chairman of the DNC at this rate.
He was at 96% in the nomination market. and then the special counsel's report came out exonerating him of a crime. That is good news. But yeah, they said in the report that they are exonerating him in part because a jury would never convict a well-meaning elderly gentleman with a bad memory of misplacing some classified documents.
Who couldn't remember when he was VP and couldn't remember when his son died.
Yeah, so the special counsel, Robert Hur, was a Republican, similar to past special counsels. They somehow are all Republicans, so it's like the, what was the Russia case?
The Bob Mueller?
Yeah, Mueller. It's like the Mueller report, essentially. So he was checking on Biden because there were documents found in Biden's garage that he reported as being classified documents that shouldn't have been in his garage. His staff placed them there. There was a special counsel appointed by Merrick Garland. They did a whole investigation. They cleared him of any wrongdoing in this report. They said they weren't going to press charges. But this is bad news because in the report they say that they did an interview with him. And in that interview, they say that there were various things that he did not recall the exact year of, for example. Like, there were quotes directly from Biden saying, like, oh, back in 2009. Wait, was I vice president in 2009? Or wait, in 2012, when did I stop being vice president? Like, he was mixing up some of the election years, according to these quotes. There's much controversy about, like, whether this is something that you should include in your report about whether you're pressing charges or not. The reason you press charges is if you think he did the crime, not about his age. It feels like a political attack, but I'm saying all this as someone who holds 200,000 yes shares in him being nominated. So it's not been good for my finances that his nomination's now gone from 96% to 90%. But, you know, I still think it's too late to change horses at this point. This is the candidate. He's the incumbent president. I don't think that Harris would do much better than him, and I think a brokered convention would be a shit show. So I think he's still the nominee. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Will I go bankrupt betting on this octogenarian?
I think he's too far into it to be replaced at this point, and I can't see the DNC replacing him unless there's like widespread reports from like Democrats and Republicans that he's lost it. Like if there's like true, like both his side and the other side are saying like this man's crazy, like he's meeting with Republicans all the time. Yeah, I don't know.
If any prominent Democrats start coming out against him, his number might be up. And then
you don't count Dean Phillips as a prominent Democrat?
I'm about to say
random Representative Dean Phillips from
I've actually he's become less prominent since running for president somehow. It doesn't make any sense yet somehow. The actual steps for him stepping down at this point would have to be that there's no time for primaries under the existing system. Like all the ballots are already, like, the deadlines have passed to get on the ballots for Democratic primaries. So it would have to be a brokered convention, which is that all the Democrat insiders at the DNC in August or whenever it is would get together and they would decide who the nominee was if Biden stepped aside and released his delegates. This would be the most chaotic clusterfuck in all of modern political history. I would love it as a politics junkie who likes watching insane politics going. This would be like Speaker of the House times 1,000 because they're not just nominating the guy who is ceremonially the head of one part of the legislative body. They would be picking the Democratic nominee, and it would be just the people at this convention. It would be insane.
It would be the least democratic thing we've done in the last 100+ years.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone wants that to happen. And that's the only way that you replace a nominee at this point in the political process, as far as I know. So I'm gonna keep buying Biden. Yes. I was exaggerating. I don't actually go bankrupt. I only have 1/3 of my net worth in this, I think. Maybe another quarter in the various markets about him winning the election, which, that's rough. Maybe I'm less confident in him winning, even if he's the nominee now.
For what it's worth, I'm looking at 1.2 million mana of investments right here.
Oh yeah, the new revamped
300K back
profile page. Look at my numbers.
Oh, you moved it down.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
that's numbers.
That's numbers.
Mine are like mine are 100th the size, and I think I'm doing well.
You get great returns on your profile amount, though. Yeah, if we calculate by amounts of your net worth,
there are multiple topics in here about my calibration.
Yeah. How's your first season in Masters, Matt?
Tell us, Maddie, what's it like?
It's sure someone else bet that up. I'm not betting it. It's interesting. So to be a bit braggadocious for a second, like none of the earlier leagues were really competitive. Like not Bayesian, he was like pretty far behind me when we were in platinum or diamond, whatever's just full of Masters. But like now he's completely outclassing me. So in most of the other leagues, I got bored within 1 or 2 weeks. Now it's really cool because like I am still fighting for a spot in the top 10. Like that's my goal for the season.
Yeah, you're at 6 right now.
Yeah, I'm at 6. I was at 9th this morning, so I trade really, really hard and get up to like 5th, and then someone else passes me because like I'm competing with people that are really competitive and like live on this app. So I do really appreciate being in the Masters where I can kind of see where I move a lot more and I'm not just kind of stuck in first. So yeah, I really enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Masters got a bit more competition going on this month. Last month, I think everyone was just kind of like tired after the end of the year, and everyone just took it a bit easy in January. No one was trying to win as hard. But I feel like this time we've got some people with ambition in Masters, and I made the market on like who'll get top 5, and people are betting on themselves. I think Lion's betting against himself. He's currently number 4, but he's bet large amounts against himself being high, being in the top 5 of Masters, which is an interesting strategy.
And even told people who are betting him up that they're foolish and that there are X number of days left in the month. And yeah,
NFL also
really
did this. He went to 7 and he bet a bunch against himself. I think we should just make them win. I think we could just manipulate the paper profits that they both are in the top 5 at the end. And then we profit in the meta market about who's in the top 5.
Does that involve pushing me down?
Yeah.
I'm just outside.
Yeah. No, there's room for you, me, NFL, Lion.
And Bayesian? How do I make that too?
Okay, wait, hold on. Brief mana audit while we have Bayesian here. How do you have 25,000 yes? Or just not yes. You have 25,000 points, Bayesian. And I'm counting these up, and you've got like 4K bets on love, 4K, that's like 8K, 10K, 12K, and then you're down to 3 figures. Like, if I add up your biggest bets listed in Masters League, it only adds to 12 and then plus change. So how are you at 25?
I have 3 things. Yeah.
So these all add up to 12,000?
Bayesian has written some software. I won't give anything away. He's written some software that has a filter on live that makes it a little bit easier to tell when one should bet than watching raw live.
Pro strats.
I don't doubt that he's gotten a whole bunch of like 200 or 300 mana wins that have built up to.
Oh yeah, at some point, the league's calculation just stops displaying things correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. What else is in these suggestions? So we've got, that was you. Wait, calibration macking. That's also on you, Maddie.
Yeah.
What is this a reference to?
I'm playing for a calibration of 0, and I've held a calibration of negative 0.01 for more than a month now.
0.0? Holy shit! Wait.
So I've held that for more than a month.
Oh my god! Wait,
I kind of want to make a market that says, "Will I hit a 0 this year, or will I hold that for an entire month?" But I'm worried people are gonna like find my markets and bet me down to get off.
Yeah, I got it for like 2 days in November, I think, and then never since.
I will say it's a fuck ton of work to get that and maintain it. Effectively, what you're doing is every time you place a bet, you have to accept that it will never go negative. Or if it goes negative, you have to buy the flip or find another market on the same topic and trade such as positive. So like if I bet on sports, I bet on 3 or 4 different sports markets, trying to not be negative as opposed to trying to make money.
Right.
So you're setting a lot of very close limits that are just above where you bought it to make sure you didn't lose money. If a lot of times I'll get pushed like way past it. Like has someone bought 1,000 mana this month? I'll bet 10 no, and then I have to bet like 1,500 at 99% to try and get some of that mana back.
Gotcha. Just so that the market shows you as profitable in the end.
So it shows that my losses were smaller to make it easier to offset it from another market because I'm thinking in aggregate about everything.
Okay.
So I can't lose mana ever in aggregate.
That's fun.
Effectively is my math going into any bet that I play.
Yeah, I wish there was more ways to be competitive about this. Like, there's no leaderboard for calibration.
I would love that.
Like, we had a market for it in December. I think Isaac made one, but the problem is someone won because they just had a profile where they had only bet like 10 times or something. And if you only bet 10 times and you're correct 10 times, you have a perfect calibration. Congratulations. But I feel like there should be some way to like set a reasonable bar of like, you've bet in this many markets and that there's this many of them that have been this month.
I have 28 pages of active trades. Maybe if you have more than 5 pages of active trades, it counts or something like that.
Yeah, just like so some reasonable criteria by which we can eliminate that we know we have a large enough sample size that calibration means something. It's also fucked up because it doesn't count sales the same as buying opposite. Do you know about this?
No.
Wait, you don't? How you even do it? I thought that would be part of your strategy.
Same as
When you
picking
buy
them.
no in an option that you have yes in, that counts as buying no. When you sell your yes shares, it does not count as buying no.
I never buy no when I hold yes.
You
That's
just sell. Yes, that's
always
usually
sell
also
before I
yeah,
buy.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah. Which, if you don't know about this and you're just kind of randomly sometimes selling or sometimes buying opposite, then that can fuck up your calibration score when you're just kind of selling to realize the profits, even though you still think the thing will happen. If you buy no at 90% instead of selling yes, then the system thinks you were betting no instead of still thinking yes but selling. Conflicts whispers calibration should not weight by bet size. Yeah, there's probably a lot of.
Should not weight by bets? No, it absolutely should. Because I make small, less confident bets, and I make large, more confident bets.
Yeah.
That's why calibration is bad. It definitely should weight by bet size. Because your larger mana should move your calibration more. If you get a 1,000 mana thing wrong versus getting a 1 mana thing wrong, 1,000 mana should count against you more. Should be log weighting. Sure, I don't know relative weights. LK99 was just mentioned. I just mentioned it.
Okay. Oh yeah, Jim's in here saying that his calibration is bad because of these, not because he has all of those yes shares on OK99. No, it's the technical reasons his calibration is bad. There is a Manifold community member surprise guest. That's Stefanie, who we did not say was here. So that also results yes.
Yeah.
Apple Vision Pro is the next suggestion here. Do you have any thoughts on Apple Vision Pro, Matty?
I bought an Apple Vision Pro the second it went on sale, and I currently have it at my house. I did not bring it here, so if you want to, this is insider information. Joshua's not going to be wearing it in the next hour.
In case Joshua finds someone else who has one while he's there.
That's on Joshua. He's got to figure that out.
I'll follow you back to your house just to wear the Apple Vision.
That is actually an option.
Watch the Super Bowl day.
Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't do anything. I tried on the Google Glass when it initially came out 13 years ago or whatever. I bought the Snapticals. I bought the Pebble Watch before the Apple Watch existed. I've long pined for like wearable tech. I want like dermal tech that's built into me. I don't want to have to carry a wallet. I want to have like an unlockable thing where I do that and like my wallet is just like RFID on my hand.
The transhumanist dream.
Yeah, so like I bought this more to crowdfund to get the Vision Pro 5, which I think is going to be incredible and look like sunglasses and just like have everything that I want. I don't want Apple to give up with the Vision Pro 1. So I accept that like very likely I'm not going to have any positive ROI, but I am fortunate enough to be able to buy something to hope that Apple builds another one of these. Yeah.
Seems reasonable. There's actually a fairly interesting market on this subject. If you guys go to the hard forecasts dashboard from the front page, this was one of the predictions from Casey Newton on the Hard Fork podcast. Is will the Apple Vision Pro be successful enough to revive interest in mixed reality and the metaverse? And this was quite low for a while. This was like down in the 40s, and then it came out, and I, among others, have been buying it up because I think it's kind of working. Like I see just like praise for this thing every time it's mentioned. People are like, this is amazing, this is the future. It's expensive right now, and this will be the worst one they ever make, but they're gonna make better ones, and like this is what everything will be. Like according to, I don't know, every review I've seen. Is that hype though? Like, are we gonna forget about this in a week? What do you guys think?
Seems I sent Matt a thing at some point of these kind of top 10 use cases. I keep seeing these videos of somebody wearing it and using it to learn the piano, right? Using it for, I don't know, it's all these ways of blending what's happening in the real world with this tech that's more than just laying on your sofa watching a movie, right? Which I think is how it was shared to a lot of people, at least before it came out. But now there are all these apps where you actually can, I don't know, teach yourself things or guide yourself through real life somehow. So I have a feeling that's appealing to a broader audience than people who would just, you know, otherwise say, well, I have a TV, why do I need this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I don't know. I feel like it's going to live or die based on the developers. Where like if good developers come in and build fun, exciting things that are useful and kind of have real world use cases, I could see this being really successful. If no one ever comes on board, I don't know if Apple could do this by themselves. So,
is this point out that you can't use Manifold on it?
I want to work on that.
I just want to log in with my Apple ID. That's all I want. I want to be able to log in on my Mac with my Apple ID. That's all. I don't need a Manifold app. I don't need anything fancier than that. Just let me log in.
On record.
Ooh, we've gotten pretty low on the list of recommendations.
Doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah.
The new profile page UI. Do you want to touch that? I mean, I don't.
Yuck.
It's in development. I don't know what to say because it's being changed every day. Some people are very bad about it. I think like Chris Struthio went on strike and said like he was like, I'm not resolving my markets till they fix this. Mods, you go ahead, which I think is unfortunate when he's running the mega market of like what will happen in February. I think you should be on top of that. But I guess he feels very strongly.
In the last hour, he's created 6 markets, so he's not entirely on strike.
Okay.
Let's just go on record that the strike is a little bit flexible.
Sure.
Yeah, 8 markets in the day, 6 in the hour.
It's playing with it. I think that it obviously is currently flawed in many ways. They acknowledge, but like I don't know. When you guys go to your profile page, what are you looking for? Because that's an interesting question, and I don't know if it was doing the job ideally before. So there's probably a better way to do it than it was.
I'm looking for all the info that's already on the page. Sometimes I want to see my league rank. Sometimes I got a new follower and I want to see them. Sometimes I want to see what comments I just wrote because I want to find the one I wrote 3 comments ago because I don't remember the market. Or I can't find the market again. Sometimes I want to see my net worth. Sometimes I want to see my streak. I don't know.
And you think this is doing that worse?
I don't know. 25% of my screen is now taken up by 2 numbers, and I think that's a little bit obscene.
Yeah.
My investments are high enough that my percent always looks low, and so that makes me sad when I made 1,000 mana and it was like 1.2%.
Yeah, the percent display is weird. The motivation for this was that they had new users. I think that their feedback was they didn't understand their balance as much. And that's the main big change here is that they show your balance in a big number and they show amount earned today and amount spent today. And if you click on it, then it says all the list of all the different ins and outs of what you've spent. And first that's not obvious. Yeah, first it's not even obvious. So that was again something they acknowledged. Ian is fixing, but I think that's a good change. Is making it very obvious the amount of mana coming into your account, and the amount of mana going out of your account. That's fun, and that's important for new users who don't understand that. The other changes are more questionable, but I like that. Because I often don't know when there's mana coming into my account and going out of it, and so having that list is nice.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm such a change-averse person that I'm going to hate whatever they put up first.
Yeah.
I'll learn to hate it less later.
I'm still using old Reddit, 10 years later. I refuse to use the new Reddit UI. I just redirected the old Reddit.
Oh, Conflux brings up an incredible point. I'm so happy I'm not going to accidentally take a loan again, because the loan button is way harder for me to hit. Because when you initially load the profile page, both your rank and the loan button were overlapped on the same place, and then it moved over. So a couple times I've accidentally tapped the button thinking that the leagues button was already there.
Yeah, I never had a problem with the loan button particularly.
Can you take loans?
Matt
I don't take loans.
Religiously does not take. Why?
I've taken 2 loans since they allowed you to take loans, and both were on accident. Yes.
Why are you refraining from?
I like to know where every single mana of mine is. And if I've taken loans on money, which is currently in my wallet and not for sale, then psychologically, a lot of things that are at zeros are actually at -5 or -10.
Sure.
And that hurts me when I have to go and sell a -5.
Gotcha.
So I'd rather have that as a 3 because I'm already tracking that well enough with limit order, so I know it's not negative.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't need to loan on the money because I have enough money. I don't know.
I get the psychological aspect. This is why I also don't take loans from other people. On principle, I would always avoid taking actual loans. When I was still climbing the ranks, in order to have more mana. I didn't want to think about the 7% return rate and having to optimize and deciding whether to pay it back early. I'm not built for that tumbles financial complex. That sounds really stressful to me. But the mana loans are just for Manifold itself are just very convenient, I find, because I usually want to be spending a large amount to move markets a significant amount, and then I'll run out if I don't take them. But your strategy is very off for you, so I can't criticize given the results. but I think you might have to relent at some point if you want to.
No, absolutely no. I'm more confident now that I'll never have to do it.
Do you have a mark on this on if you'll ever take a loan on purpose? Because I think you should make.
No, because I've gotten really like Oscar Day and other things like that. I get really close because I have to spend all my money multiple times. But, like I know a lot about movies and I'm very opinionated and haven't seen them all. And I'm already watching the live broadcast. So like in that instance, I might take 10K from you and like pay you back 11. Like I took the 400 at one point.
Oh yeah. You just take loans from actual people. No, I mean, will you ever press the loan button? Is what I think you should have a market on. Because I think you will. I think at some point you'll relent.
I'd be a lot more likely to take 10K from you. Sorry, I cut you off.
Jackson, why are you buying if Sam Altman is Rune? Is Sam Altman Rune? I'll fucking kill you. Is he in chat?
Oh, there we go. That resolved something.
He's been quite spicy lately, and last night he
Wait, two things are about to resolve.
No, SG is buying no. Jackson is buying yes. Why is Jackson buying yes?
Here.
Oh, SG is we heard his voice. I think that counts. Why Jackson is smart. He wouldn't do this for. Would he do it for a meme? Hold on. Let me find Rune's account. There's no goddamn way that Rune
is saying that he's the main.
Yes, no, they're memeing. Why is Jackson? Yes.
Because there's been speculation by everyone in Teapot that Rune is Sam.
What are you doing?
I mean, I probably should get more guys. I've actually met Rune in person.
Come here.
But Jackson just bought 2,000. Oh no, Jackson's taking SG's loans.
Okay.
I see what's happening. Wait, SG put 50,000 no at 4%. Jackson's just going for paper profits, isn't he? He like took it just because SG put down the no, and now he's pushing it up for the paper profit, I assume. How much did he just put yes on this? Do you guys know what market we're talking about? It's the Is Sam Altman Rune made by Zvi Mauschowitz. I'll learn how to pronounce that one day. This is not true. Jackson, what are you doing? Jackson is smart. What level of trolling is he going for here? He bought 2,000 yes. Why would he buy? Okay, he bought 2,000 yes because SG put 50,000 no at 4%. Okay. SG is right. Why is Jackson doing this? Jackson is too rich. This is the problem now, is that Jackson has so much fucking mana from getting all of Mira's spent or randomly sold shit and getting all of the agency's random mana that Jackson is now just the wealthiest man on the site.
I think Jackson's really stopped trying too. So it's embarrassing ahead of me at this point. Talking this month.
Jackson, what are you doing? There's no goddamn way.
How do we get Jackson in here?
He's not in here. No.
That was SG in the background, right? I have a thing to resolve it.
Brief intermission to fucking DM this man. What are you doing? Jackson says, I am a super forecaster. I don't know why SG is disagreeing with me.
Get Jackson in this chat.
Let the profit leaderboard update. I don't know why people place limit orders at 4%. What? Oh, he's just talking about the rate of return? What? If he can hold this above, then it'll loan it back to him. And then, no, when does this expire? Like 2025? Wait, when in 2025? The end of 2025. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Who is Rune? Can we explain this to me? I'm still very
okay. Rune is a meme account that we know works at OpenAI. He tweets a lot of insider information about OpenAI, and people speculate who is this guy. And then Sam Altman made a post saying, I am Rune, because it's a meme. He's memeing. It's not real.
Also,
Rune has gone silent for the last couple of weeks at the same time that Sam Altman has gotten quite saucy on Twitter and posting all of these.
For unrelated reasons. I know the real reason why he's connected.
Oh.
What's that? You have insider on why Rune or Sam?
Why
Rune hasn't.
Yeah.
Have you met Rune?
Yes, yeah, I know.
Oh.
I mean, that's pretty definitive.
Okay, we'll tell Jackson that.
Jackson is welcome to listen.
Jackson's missing out by not being.
Okay, multiple things just resolved. Yes, you just got insider knowledge from a Manifold staff member. A Manifold staff member was on the live.
That's true. Yeah, that resolves. Yes.
That was SG, right?
Yeah,
that was SG. Yes.
We now have a bunch of insane limit orders here. Why did Jackson? Okay, I guess. Theoretically, Jackson could still profit here as long as someone else believes it's conspiracy theory and keeps buying it up, and then Jackson could sell at any price higher than 4%.
That's a Ponzi scheme if you're just waiting for another sucker.
Well, yes. I mean, that's sometimes how these things work. He has 56,000 yes shares now. I guess, yeah. Jackson's just so rich he can just spend 2,000 mana to do this. That's hilarious, actually. Is there like water somewhere?
I was gonna go for another beer. They're in the second fridge. We could also do Super Bowl? Rune? Matt's confused?
I should have added that one in a few times. Every time we touch on a topic that Matt doesn't know about.
It's only been one. It took an hour, which is pretty impressive.
It should go to show how good Jackson is, though, that this is impossible. This is not true, but I for a minute believed it just because I saw Jackson buy yes. I'm like, if Jackson bought yes, this might be true. Because Jackson is extremely good.
We talked about this point. Betting just because you see someone else betting big is going to backfire.
People have psyched me out before. Like a lot of the will Elon tweet this thing? Will Taylor tweet twice? I'll see someone tripped my limit and immediately sell, not wanting to get a no. And they profited off of me. I think Jackson did that at one point. Some other whale did that at one point. I'm like, ugh, you're so smart.
I feel like joining Manifold made me realize that I'm more impulsive than I thought I was. I also think that it's like a therapy session. I'm learning how not to be so reactive. It's been a journey.
So, how are your Kanye bets going?
Thanks for asking. They're going great. They're going great, thankfully. Yeah, I had the faith. There's nothing like betting on a bipolar anti-Semite who already burned you last year and just really going disproportionately hard on it and hoping for the best. But as my profile says, I'm going on vibes, and so far it paid off. It's my strat. Now I just need those other two. Apparently this album is going to come out in 3 pieces, and so I'm in the Matty B market about how many albums are coming out.
Does it count if 1/3 of the album comes out? That
Yes.
The album came out? Okay.
Mine are always very clear about how they resolve. It's how many individual things are on Spotify. So if he does a deluxe and a deluxe part 2, that counts for 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know whose side you're on, but nice question, but I'm fine.
I want to submit some more things in this market. We need more suggestions.
Memes and Memefold for February. We can do that one. I don't really look at Memefold much.
That's the channel in the Discord.
Yeah, let's look to memes.
We've evolved. This is the lowest tier of streaming.
What's going on here? They're simplifying Jerry.
Hold on, we need NC. Can you put these up on the
Yeah, NC, present Memefold. We gotta share the memes.
Alright, I will get
Wait, let me get into
the memes up. Hang on.
Manifold is very good
I
at making
do
memes
this?
sometimes. We need to just
Do
have
this
a
in
weekly
lounge.
best meme market.
Yeah, meme
That
of the week.
resolves to the best meme.
Let's vote on meme of the week.
Alright.
It's a free response multi-choice, and people put in a link to the URL of the meme, and then you hold a poll every week on what the best meme is.
I would bet on that.
Look,
I would also submit memes.
Yeah, people would submit memes just to win. Yeah, if one meme's doing really well, but you come up with something killer, you could submit it and buy it from 1%. It's a good incentive system. I might make this. Let's see here.
Oh god. Crypto's tampons are redder than roses. Your Valentine's Day.
that season.
I like the Leonardo da Vinci tumbles and mirror.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
art.
The finger, whatever the touch. It's called.
Is that da Vinci?
Well, he's 31% of
That's
the agency,
Michelangelo.
so maybe he can get that on the billboard. 31% vote.
They're both in the market. This isn't even a suggestion here, but we could. Where's is Tumbles in the audience? No, Tumbles isn't in the audience. Is he gonna be able to hold this financial complex up? I'm always in
No, absolutely not.
But-
No, it will collapse. Everything always collapses.
He also has large amounts of his net worth on the octogenarian like me. I think he's worse. He's more overinvested
Yes.
than I am. if Biden loses the nomination, there's no way he can pay his loans back.
No, because it's not his money. He's putting other people's money on it.
Yes, but it's working overall for him, isn't it? Like, he hasn't missed a payment yet.
I think his large payments don't. Can we go to the Tumbles complex?
Financial complex?
Yeah, it's a market, I think.
Yeah. Or there's a dashboard for the complex. Yeah, let me find the Tumbles complex.
I'll be right back.
So he's currently at 11% for will he be late to pay back a loan. That's up from I think 7%.
It was at 6, 7 for a while.
There were some huge spikes after he was losing the whale bait to Jackson.
I think it went up after the blue down too when he lost 20K in a day.
Yeah, we've just discussed the blue down.
God damn it.
Yeah, that was okay. Sure. The context for people that don't know, because it is kind of a funny story, is they had a market last season for who will be number 1 in Diamond, and it was really close between.
I was up by 5K, and he had no help of getting
It was
the 5K in like
wild.
3 days.
But then,
And so he put 20,000 mana on the Blues against the Blue Jackets.
with June, it was just like a sports bet that
Yeah.
would resolve on the last day of leagues, and it was like a coin flip because either team could win.
And he bet on the favored team, and the way the market was structured was that the tie would have gone to him if they tied, and he still lost 50K. And it's just been straight downhill since then. So.
See, the problem here is that he was
that in the URL market, poor Tumbles. between the blue down and the URL market, it's all been it was a dark day.
Blue down happened. Wait, what URL market? He lost a bunch on the Manifold Politics URL. That was rough for him. And then like June asked him to make a 50-50.
No, he asked June.
Oh,
he said,
June?
"Is anyone willing to do a 20,000?"
No. He put out an open call and then June responded to it.
Yeah.
My takeaway from this is that when someone tells you, "Oh, here's a large bet you can make as a coin flip," maybe June was smart and June knew this team had better odds than the bookies.
No, June bet against odds because I bet with June and I was like, I am doubly favored against me because both the tie went to him.
You think he just got lucky? Like,
we got incredibly
I
lucky.
assumed June was just smart because June is good.
No, June won 3 times in a row.
Okay.
All 3 times betting against odds.
Okay, so June has the mandate of heaven.
Yes,
what I'm
June is
reading.
incredibly lucky.
June got huge amounts in Foo's 100K step marks also. The market on whether he would walk 100,000.
Oh, we found out first user here is not Pho, it's Foo.
Yeah, no, we've been over that. This is established.
I know we covered that.
Sorry.
We've got Buzz. We've got.
I don't think
We've got Foo. We've got Luke.
Lou? Wait, who's Lou? Oh, last year.
Last user here,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Um,
I like the memes. So,
we're still memes, yeah.
I don't know. I was looking.
We're still in February. We have to do all of February to make it. Your angle yourself.
Struthio posts a lot of memes.
Struthio just posts a lot.
God sends his toughest challenges to his strongest posters. Manifold.
Oh, look at Stefanie! Hey, Stefanie shout out. Manifold Reloaded. It's
I don't know what this means.
Struthio, Tumbles, and Stefanie.
Yeah, when I go scroll
Stephanie,
back
you're
down
at
to where you guys
3
are.
Infinity.
You got a lot. It's just scrolling up in the.
I'm pretty sure that's because
Oh wait, let me see how many likes.
there's one girl character and he needed to select someone. So
Yeah.
That's double digits right there. It's in a reference to Marcus calling out Tumble. Calling out Eamon.
For the place to get high. I don't know why Eamon doesn't just put these in a multi-market. He makes so many fucking individual binaries.
I challenged someone who's doing that to make a multi instead of a whole bunch of individual related ones, and he gave me this entire book about if you look at how they're performing, they perform better when they're single markets, and I don't know. I tried.
Yeah, they perform better because they spam the feed. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
can I change topic for a moment and ask NC a question because he's lurking over there so quiet.
Yeah.
NC,
Sure, of course.
how was your January market about improving your life? I want to talk about your life improvement market.
Yes. I still haven't resolved that one.
Well, also that was a little hint, but
Yeah. Nor have I sent out all the bounties that I promised for helpful comments or suggestions.
I have them markets.
My bad. I've been quite busy this week, but this week.
No, I legitimately do. I'm legitimately curious about, we were talking about the travel market. Life improvement market.
Yeah, I
Which
guess it's
maybe
sort of
enough-
a more general version of that. I feel like I didn't actually commit to it doing as much of the suggestions from that market as I should have to make it an actually like effective, I don't know, way of improving my life. I think only a couple of these options are going to resolve yes, which is a pity. I also didn't
Was this
write
the first
anything
one
down
you
about
done?
it, so... Sorry?
This was the first one you did?
Yeah,
January
I've got
one?
another one for February.
Nice.
And you move where you're moving.
Yes, well, I have moved. The reason my background is the same is because I had to stay over at my parents' place because I had a wedding to go to yesterday. So, I have a new background.
So maybe that
Next time.
changes the market. Okay.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I
if you do
think...
too many of these, they might conflict.
Interesting. Like how so?
Like, how do you know if your gratitude journaling daily conflicts with the cold shower in 10 days? Like, I feel like if you take a cold shower and then do journaling, you kind of have to, like, do them independently, right?
Well, yeah, they are independent.
Yeah,
Or
but
just, like, if you did 30 of these in a month, it'd be hard to tell what improved your mood, right?
Well, yes, but... I mean, I'm sort of just making that the market's problem, to be honest. Going like, okay...
Valid.
That's sort of the idea of the market is like, okay, well, if I do this, will it slightly improve my mood or slightly decrease my mood? You guys figure it out, and I will just live my life.
it's spirit-based, not science-backed. And I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's very... I think this will... almost all these answers... Well, almost all of them will resolve NA. Which is sort of a pity in two senses, that one, I didn't do enough, and two, that most trading on this market will just be gone to waste. But even those that are there, like, will probably be quite a bit lower than...
I think it's probably
they
the only fair
expected.
way to do it, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
that?
It's the only correct way to do it, but I don't know.
You technically
wait.
resolve them all now. You just tried it, it didn't resolve, it didn't improve your mood. Because you didn't try it.
No would mean my average mood was completely neutral throughout the entire month on average.
Oh. Let me read the actual.
Yeah, so how I'm doing this, I rate my mood every so often. My phone prompts me about every hour to be like on a scale from 2 to -2, unusually good, good, neutral, bad, unusually bad. Usually it's a 1 or a 0, so the average shifts between those so it can map onto a 0 to 100% binary market. So I just see what my average mood is over the month, and then resolve to that for everything that every suggested answer that I do, and every suggested answer that I don't do resolves NA. So in theory, all the answers that should improve my mood should be higher, ones that decrease my mood should be lower. Ones that I'm like certain to not do could be anywhere theoretically, I guess. But yeah. I think there were a lot of really helpful suggestions there that I just didn't do. So I think I need to experiment with something like, if an answer gets above this, percent, I will make a commitment to, I don't know, do it or pay 1,000 mana to every trader in the market or something.
Maybe it's about doing a market in Feb for what you're going to do in March, and then you say whatever are going to be like the top 3 or 5, then you do those in March and you sort of report back. Maybe it's like on a roll, right? Like that, where it's, because it's also hard, I think, when you end the month knowing what people have, while you're still taking suggestions, you can't really use the whole month to try those things. So maybe you're forecasting a month in advance.
Yeah.
I think Stefanie nailed it. I think you forecast a month in advance and then just take the top ones and then make another market for that. Of like, I'm trying these 4 things this month.
And then which ones will work.
Yeah.
thought about doing markets like that, where you give a whole month for the market to decide what your top 3, realistic things are, because maybe some people suggest things that are unrealistic. Like somebody told you to get a dog, and it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. But you
I'm
take
not
like the
allowed.
top 3.
I would.
Take the top 3 realistic ones, and then just give an idea of how you're going to map it in the next month.
And then you can early NA anything that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not getting a dog. I'm not moving to somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
Okay. Some good workshopping.
It is.
Oh, Jackson joined if you wanted to. Jackson, we talked about you a bit earlier.
Jackson never gets on mic.
Okay.
He is a secretive mastermind. He just shows up, profits, vanishes into the night.
Yes, I think you probably would have been here for that, but we want to have a monthly meme contest of to get more memes and to give people mana for
I'm gonna make that market. I think
Okay.
is gonna be.
Well, Strithio's in here, and knowing that he's going to clean up.
Making market right now, of course, Chris.
Making a market right now.
Oh, Chris
But
is
also
making
Joshua-
this is copyright theft.
Chris is making. I mean, I've long said this.
Son
If
of
you're
a-
dumb enough to say a market out loud, every time I write market, you can steal any of those markets.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Joshua just added I see you, added an answer for the trolley market, and I want to talk about the trolley market.
Okay, yeah, I like the trolley market a lot.
I love this market so much. This is one of in my short time here, this is one of my all-time favorites, I have to say. Some good conversation.
Yeah, we get some good dialogue about history in the comments. I enjoy incentivizing people to give their opinions on whether Martin Luther King is more important than J.R.R. Tolkien. Sorry, Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King. Yeah, I'm smart.
Martin,
yeah.
What did the Protestants ever give us? Did the Protestants
The Reformation, support.
Actually, we
have been out of the Reformation.
This is why it's close. Okay, so the premise of the market, for those that haven't seen it, is that it's just a series of trolley problems that I solicited historical figures from the audience, and then I paired them up against each other. And there are a series of polls where everyone are voting on, okay, should the time trolley run over Alan Turing instead of Henrietta Lacks? And the poll just determined...
It's not only a figure, but it's at a very specific point in their existence, right? So it's not just Elon Musk.
Henrietta Lacks
Elon Musk
before we got her gene.
Yeah.
Which I think is a huge factor, right? It's not just the person.
Yeah. People put in some good, exact moments for someone to die. It's Ronald Reagan, as he lays his hand on the Bible to take the oath of office in 1981. He immediately dies.
Wild.
Who was this first VP? It was Bush. It was Bush 41.
And so the question is him versus who's the alternate to Reagan? Jim Jones, the Kool-Aid guy, the cult leader. Before he kills
his people?
Yes. Would you rather? Okay, yeah.
I might take Reagan, to be honest. Reaganomics kind of fucked us in a lot of ways. We're still making everything Reagan did.
Okay, so I've avoided betting in a lot of these so far, so maybe I'll make some positions. I think I was saying to not run over Reagan. I don't know why I did that.
I think you have to run over Reagan.
Instead of no. Oh no, yeah, I agree. Okay, I hold no, which is to run over Reagan. Okay. Stephanie, do you have any favorites in here?
Did you close the round 2? Did you close round 2 already?
No, I'm looking at round 4.
I kept reopening it because I wasn't ready to resolve it yet.
Do people really think Christianity is a net negative? Is it just the Crusades that you're trying to correct? And
what do you mean?
Lion and I had a good...
No. Mary, the mother of Jesus, right before her 13th birthday.
Oh, okay.
So Jesus never exists. So everyone's Jewish or Zoroastrian.
Okay, have you seen what the alternative is for that? It's
wait.
So there's the poll options at the start all resolve NA.
Good to me.
At the top, if you sort alphabetically, the poll options resolve to NA. So when you bet on those, you are just voting in the poll. And depending on at close, if there are more yes holders or no holders, then someone is run over, and the options after the poll resolve. So if in the poll we vote to run over Mary, Mother of Jesus,
instead of the
mitochondrial Eve is the alternative. That is the common genetic ancestor of all humans. So people would prefer to kill Mary instead of mitochondrial Eve.
We wouldn't have mitochondria in our cells.
Oh
no.
And shout out to the fact that in the first round, because now there are 2 rounds. I don't know who's on here that isn't familiar with these markets, but there are 2 rounds, right? So we're in the second round. But the first round, you match those randomly, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was completely random. There were some good ones.
Really solid matchups done completely randomly.
It was here. I'll pull it up. Yeah, I think these kind of markets are interesting in that, like, people have to start persuading each other in the comments. Like, a lot of the times, the obvious answer is wrong when someone points out the historical context of, if you actually kill this guy, it would fuck up the timeline. Like, what did I have in the first round? There were some that were kind of close.
Lee Harvey Oswald instead of Yoko Ono?
Because
Because, like, Lee Harvey Oswald went to jail, right? He was, like, a weird Southern Confederate.
No, he died. Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated Kennedy.
And
Oh, and
shortly
then
after
Jack
was
Ruby. I'm
assassinated
thinking
by
of
Jim Ruby.
John Wilkes Booth was the weird
Well,
Confederate. Yeah.
Well, one
That
of the
was
ones
another
that
one.
had a lot of people going back and forth was, should the time trolley run over Elon Musk immediately before his purchase of Twitter instead of Sam Altman right before he joined OpenAI?
Yeah, that was
If you
close.
kill Elon right before he gets Twitter, we still have all the satellites and all the like Starlink.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we think Elon's going to give us more? I think Sam Altman's probably going to give the world more than Elon.
What if Sam Altman kills us all, though? What's your P-doom here? Maybe he's
My
accelerating.
PDM's pretty low. I don't
Okay.
know.
So you wouldn't say it's more than 90%, so I can read.
That already
So
resolved.
that I
Yeah,
can
I met the
resolve
head of
that.
Miri, and he said it was not over 90%.
I think Elon Musk can do more negative as like a weird Henry Ford, like I'm an authoritarian far right person, than Sam Altman will do inventing AI. is my
Uh-huh.
bet.
So you think better to run over Elon than Altman? I think that's
I
what
think
the market
it's-
agreed on.
Elon will give less positives than Sam Altman is my bet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sometimes you're thinking of like, let me reduce the suffering, and sometimes it's like, let me increase the societal benefits.
So in round 2 right now, because Sam Altman survived, currently it's should the time trolley run over Sam Altman instead of Stephen Hawking? It's either.
What year?
So hold on, yeah, that's important. Stephen Hawking at his time travelers party in 2009.
Oh, he doesn't give anything after that. He had,
Uh-huh.
like a briefer history of time after that, and then died like 4 years later. Yeah, kill Stephen Hawking. Sorry.
Are any of these still close? I'm trying to see if I can find something that we can get people to decide on.
I'm going on high percent.
Should we drop? We should maybe drop the link to here. I'll drop the link. To
Oh,
this
is it
market.
not in the? It's in the option, right? If you just click on the option at
Is
the
it
top.
on the? Oh, you put it
see.
on the. You put it in the option and thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's in
Okay.
you submitted a bunch.
It should be the link in the top option in the Manifold live market.
I think
Well,
J.R.R.
the token-
Tolkien.
The token and Martin
fun.
Luther one is still pretty close, and there was a lot of debate. Like
denied.
Lion and I went back and forth, and after having that exchange, I started sort of taking it out into the wild and posing it to other people, and I basically unanimously have heard that everyone would kill Tolkien over Martin Luther, which is quite surprising because he was a pretty extreme anti-Semite. There was a lot of
Luther?
No.
there was a lot of Luther. There was a lot
Oh,
of
Luther.
reference to his texts in World War II. Apparently, he was. But on the other side, he contributed a lot to questioning Catholicism and like Reformation and religious civil wars and things that really kind of probably changed the course of I don't know, of religiosity, I suppose. He was alive in the 1500s, so, but he was one of the first to really take a strong stance against the Catholic Church. He was pretty brazen.
But the Catholic Church was so corrupt at that point. I kind of wonder if it implodes on its own.
That's always the question with these:
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
replaceable is the person? If you kill
Yeah.
Martin Luther, does someone take his place? And if you kill Tolkien, does someone take his place? And I think
Right.
Tolkien probably is very unique. Like, I think not.
I
Someone else wouldn't have written Lord of the Rings,
Silmarillion.
but someone else might have done the Reformation. Is kind of my logic. But I don't know. I think it's tough.
All Martin Luther did was hammer something to the front of a church. He hammered much of the
Thanks. The nailing. There's more to life than nailing, as they say in the Tinder profile.
I don't know. I watched Bet on Love last night. Led me to believe otherwise.
People paid a lot of money for tickets based on not just that. Yeah, I don't know, but that one's really close. There are 17 votes, and so far, one extra vote for no.
Yeah, if anyone makes like one vote here, it could flip it before I resolve. Someone.
Because this one's closing today, no?
Yeah. I've just set it to close tonight, so I'll resolve it tomorrow.
Well, and this is what's interesting. I didn't get the impression that people really understood on the first one that it wasn't about probability. It was about the number of people who participated in the polls. I felt like that.
It's a clumsy system because
So-
you have to see the number of positions that hold yes and the number of positions that hold no. Otherwise, it would just be whale bait. And even though it resolves NA, that's worse than just counting the votes.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to make 50 polls that were all like spread out elsewhere. So I just made the polls in the unlinked market because this is the current system. I wish it was not. I guess what I wish is that we need to have a poll option that just lets you have multiple polls in one thing.
Yeah, that can link the markets.
Yeah,
Because we have so many people making series of polls that then have to each be their own option.
I
It
wish we
seems
could
like
have,
that's the only close one. Everything else, like,
Yeah.
people
So I guess
seem
everything else
pretty
is kind of
unified.
resolved. And this is a very loosey-goosey. Maybe I could just resolve these.
I mean, anything above 90 is
Oh God, but give a person a moment.
Um,
Now that I'm looking at it and going, oh, everybody feels the same. Literally 100% of people would kill Lee Harvey Oswald instead of Yoko Ono.
yeah. Why would you? That's
what did Yoko do? And this is before Lee Harvey shot him, right?
No, it's after. It is immediately after he shoots Kennedy. He has a brain aneurysm, which is Neil's conspiracy.
Wait.
Very
Jeff
funny.
Ruby shoots him in the head 2 days later.
Yeah, no, it does nothing.
He's literally shot in the head 2 days later.
Yeah, it does nothing.
And still you're taking him over Yoko.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Yoko Ono. He did not break up the
Exactly.
Beatles.
Yeah, I guess part of the
know.
premise of the show is giving people the chance to profit. So I will just say I'm going to resolve this right now. You can all go bet on it as I do so. Go get your profit, squeezing out the last little bit. I think I said in a comment yesterday that I would resolve it today, so I should in fact just do that to be.
We've done live bets, now it's live resolves.
And then we probably want to wrap up sometimes. I don't think we had many other options, but we'll see.
If there's something obvious I was supposed to talk about and didn't.
Yeah, if anyone wants to make anything else,
throw in your
yes, we've got
suggestions.
some time. I have to make round 3. We're going to keep going till only one person is alive. Let's see. So,
He's in the middle.
So,
Cool. So I'm definitely going to watch Manifold live now.
yeah, no, I
Insider info
I
here.
try to get info when I can.
We.
Sure, fuck it.
Jim.
There
in
are
the
actually some
chat
interesting
says
rumors
he wants to
that
hop
like
on for
all
a
of
minute to
the
talk about
Anon AI accounts
GPT
started tweeting about GPT
4.5.
today as if they're gonna drop it in a Super Bowl ad or some shit. I don't buy this for a minute, but if Jim wants to make a case for it, sure.
Well, and Alvin,
Can you hear me
Alvin
well?
replied to someone that said he's going to be at the Super Bowl. So
I mean, everyone's going to be at the Super Bowl. The Kardashians are there. Bieber's there. I feel like if you're famous and rich, you're just going to be among the 70,000 people there.
This con is being over. Yeah, Jim, I hear you.
Wait.
Hello.
Wait, I can do this myself.
I
can
can
you
hear you
hear me?
before, Jim.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, great.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So, like, Mira was retweeting all the speculation about it, and I made a couple of markets, and yeah. So one is whether GPT 4.5 will be announced in the Super Bowl in an ad, and the other is whether it will be announced this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're kind of interesting. It's like the theory is that it's going to be announced in response to Google's Gemini. And yeah, it's like you'd think the Super Bowl market would be below it being announced this week, but it's the other way around. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, often people just aren't rational in their pricings when you have multiple time frames for the same event on different markets. Like, it takes some people really put the work in to work out the exact actuarial odds of Jimmy Carter dying on any given day this year. But for most cases, people have not done this math, and so the market prices are not rational. There should be a tool for this. Someone needs to make a tool where you just put in this will. I think there's an X% chance this happens by this date. Tell me how many days there is until that, and then it can calculate the odds on any date between now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing is like OpenAI doesn't do like that kind of advertising. So it's like, even if it is released this week, it probably won't be in a Super Bowl ad.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are building it off the what was it? The Cloverfield model, where Netflix came out and showed a Cloverfield ad and said, after the Super Bowl, everyone go watch Cloverfield. It comes out right afterwards. And I think everyone's kind of seen that and been like, wow, that was really cool viral marketing. We should try and do that.
Well, it might also be, someone commented on that market. I was looking at it earlier. Somebody commented on that market that there's going to be an ad, or there's rumored to be an ad for a Microsoft product, right? Like a chatbot or something.
Really?
So there's, which it doesn't mean it's a successor, obviously, but if there's going to be a market for some sort of chatbot or GPT product, then maybe it becomes, I don't know. And in the last few years, there have been a lot of crypto ads. I don't know, I say a lot, but only because I've seen headlines or something. But there have been crypto ads and stuff like that during the Super Bowl. So maybe people are assuming that there are going to be more things for tech-related.
The famous Matt Damon one that had like the fortune favors the bold right before crypto crashed. That was a really good one. I think that was a Super Bowl ad. For what it's worth, we're not looking at you. Joshua is just resolving markets right now.
Oh, someone on camera? Sorry.
I don't have a way to watch. I can watch the chat.
Oh, does it work on your phone?
No, he's doing that market resolve face. I can see it.
I'm almost done. What is the market resolve face?
Stefanie, don't say the quiet part out loud. It's always important to play the man, not the market.
Yeah, what does it mean? Let's just you are running over. Yes.
I officially have 0 mana.
Larry David FTN.
Wait, you're buying up the polls. The polls resolve NA. Why are you doing? Do you not understand the market?
No, but it doesn't really matter. I
No,
never really got it. It's
okay. So you look, you decide who you want.
So I
and
can
you
sell
only
the
have
polls
to-
and buy the other ones. Okay.
Yeah, but you still have to. You would still have to do something on the polls because you have to sort of show yourself as a yes or no person.
No,
Because
the polls
it's
are already.
but it's a count. It's a count, not a probability.
Yeah, the polls are already determined.
Wait, we're killing Xi Jinping? Wait, hold on. What was the alternative there? That seems like a bad call to me. Vladimir Zelensky? Wait, hold on. What? We universally are killing. Wait.
Who? What's it called instead of Zelensky?
We're killing.
Xi Jinping instead of Zelensky.
Should run over Vladimir Zelensky instead of Xi Jinping. Okay, yeah.
So we're killing the
So
autocrat instead of the.
Yeah, we're killing Xi
democratic
Jinping
person.
instead of no. I understand Zelensky is a better person than Xi Jinping, but we're killing Xi Jinping during his White House visit to the Obama White House in 2012. This is gonna start a war. Why are we doing this? This is a terrible
During
signal.
his White House visit.
I will honor democracy, but y'all are fucking this timeline up.
I don't think that there's a lot of respect for the on effects of some of these things.
You just have to not want World War III. Oh God.
During
I guess, yeah.
I mean, the coroner
No
would
foul
find it
play.
was an aneurysm, right? They would find no evidence of,
Mm-hmm.
interference.
I guess, probably.
I mean, they'd always suspect there'd be conspiracy theories for
1% risk of World War III
centuries,
is
but-
worse than Zelensky. Could have had another president instead of Zelensky. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand.
It
Ukraine
is a
politics
risk.
sufficiently.
They
The
were
market
held
has
corrupt.
decided-
I thought Zelensky was like a very lucky. Like they got one good
Yeah,
person among
that's
all
true.
the like.
No, I mean
people.
he's person of the year in 2022. Xi Jinping has never been person of the year, as we all know.
Wait, who?
he needs to,
Oh yes, last year.
someone once said he needs to climb inside of a bear in order to win.
Win an Oscar to win a.
He needs to have a Leo moment.
To win person of the year, yeah.
That's a Revenant joke for those that didn't get it. Nice. still don't get it.
We should do an
Most
Oscars
works.
episode sometime, by the way. We
Put
probably
Ziddle
should.
on. Ziddle's the best movie trader.
I told you.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
actually,
very impressive. What I've seen him.
And he watches. I follow him on Letterboxd. No, I don't want to. His Letterboxd is like his real name. I don't want to dox him. But
Sure.
he sees a lot fewer movies than me, and is just like way more tuned in and a way better movie trader than I am. So
Yeah, that's probably like the biggest real money like thing besides politics.
Sports.
Sports.
Politics 1, sports 2.
Yeah. Then Oscars. War? I don't know. It's probably Oscars.
I think stocks is probably number 3 because you're just making.
Stocks.
Like if you know if your stocks are going up or down, like if you're the number 1 stock trader on Manifold, you can make more money in the real world.
No, I'm not. I don't mean Manifold. I mean like just prediction markets in general. So like between Polymarket and Insight and.
Oh, I don't follow any of the other markets. I don't know. I was just talking about like your perspective
Sure,
of making
of
real
Manifold,
money.
yeah.
If you're the number 1 stock trader on Manifold, you should be making a lot. Good.
I love the stock trading on Manifold is just following though after the stock market moves because it's just will this be higher or lower at the end of the day. So if you're just watching the stock price, I mean there's prediction also, but part of it is news trading.
It's all
part of everything is news trading. Killing.
Oh, SG, this definitely resolved this.
Here. Marx? Does Marx live? Who is Marx up against? Hold on.
Karl Marx was up against someone weird.
Genghis Khan. Okay, yeah, and we killed Genghis Khan instead of Karl Marx. Yes. Yes, we did. Which, yeah, Genghis Khan was a bad man. That seems like a fair decision.
Was he? I don't know if we want to necessarily adjudicate this.
I'm
now.
canceling
And I'm
Genghis
about
Khan.
to get on the line.
That's in it. This is the poll. The poll resolves NA. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I just bet on all.
It doesn't do anything.
Look at how high up my chart is. Don't resolve it all.
Focus.
Your graphics now.
I know my graph is really
Focus. You only need to register your interest.
Okay, I left.
I bet on all the wrong.
I left Token and Luther till the very end, and there is 8 yes on
Yes. And
Token and 9 no. So that means that Token no.
you can refresh. I just.
Unless anybody here.
Wait, hold on. Wait, someone is. He said he just bet. Hold on, I am gonna refresh.
It's more definitive now.
Oh, it's more definitive. Okay.
Otherwise,
More
it would've been
definitive. Oh, God.
We'll wait. Token. Wait, yes would be Token.
I don't know the direction. So token's a no now, right?
Wait, now you're confusing me because there's the double negative aspect to this. When we run over him, no. There are more positions on no, so we are not running over Token. So Token's name resolves no, as the market is indicating here. Yes.
So I just made. I didn't lose
Point
2,000
out
yen.
that I'm starting to feel like live resolving is more stressful than live betting. As a person who's attended other episodes and seen
It's the fucking New Year's Day was killer. We had to do so many markets.
Oh yeah, it was me and Tallinn, Estonia flying back home.
All right, we're done. I resolved all the markets. So NA the rest of the polls.
Oh, my chart. Think about my chart. Look at how high up that chart is.
my chart.
Because I didn't understand the market, so all the NAs I just bet up. Fake profits on.
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Oh, what play? Am I in 4th?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it didn't. The leaderboard and the profit graphs sync at different times.
They take time to.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way. Anyway, how many suggestions can you put in the suggestion box? I wish it was possible to look at like all of Diamond all at once, even though we're all in different cohorts, for example, or even like site-wide, right? Which flips a lot of stuff to the bottom, obviously.
The leaderboards, used to be monthly. You could sort by top of the overall leaderboard by month, week, or day, and you could do that per topic. So you could see like who the top politics trader was this month, which is a much more interesting thing to me, I think, than many of the current league competitions. Because you can like narrow it down to what someone's good at. Yeah,
but like lately we're having these markets of who are going to be the top whatevers in Diamond, right?
You have to manually check it, yeah.
Or like Matt last season was in Diamond, so he was saying, would I place in, somewhere in Masters, right? And it would be nice to look at all of the, all of the leagues or everyone all in one place.
I agree.
Stefanie, why do you want to know this? Any particular
Oh, just
reason?
curious.
Other markets
Just
about
curious.
this?
Just curious.
No, it's because she's currently in third overall.
Oh, are you? That's cool.
Just curious.
How did you get to? Holy shit! Wait,
Stephanie is fucking burning shit down. Like she's doing
because Matt's at
She's way above me. She's been above me the entire
Invasion's at 25,
I just-
right?
She is dueling
Well, Bayesian
Bayesian.
has like beyond eclipsed me. So I told him I'm just gonna follow him around.
16 is crazy. What the fuck?
I-
How did you do that?
Stephanie will be topping
Shout out
that.
to Vibes. I just want to shout out to
The Vibes.
Vibes. All the Russian
Shout out Kanye West.
Oh yeah, all the Tucker stuff was real good. You were right on top of that. Yeah, and then the prop bets on the interview. That was insane that he interviewed the president of Russia.
Oh, and your personal
Wow.
one, the
I
Robert
mean,
setup.
I told Joshua one day that I was sitting there watching. My problem, my problem is sometimes I see markets that I'm pretty sure, no, I'm certain are mispriced, but I manipulate myself based on. It's like I start to question myself because I can't understand why this thing that I'm sure should be at 98% is still sitting at 60 something, right? And when someone comes in and says, "Oh, I bet this up to match poly market," and it's still only 70%, and I'm going like, "Am I missing something?" I don't know. I become deeply insecure, and I don't bet. I'm leaving
This is
so
like
much
the Kanye.
mana on the table. I'm leaving so much mana on the table, and the Tucker Putin thing was like
Mhm.
mistakes.
Mhm.
I mean, I probably mistakes.
You did well.
Lessons learned.
Good lord. Yeah, 16K is crazy. Yeah, they need like site-wide leaderboards for leagues, I think. Yeah, because the overall leaderboards don't work as much.
Well,
Like
and
the
we,
overall top 20 has a bunch of like inactive accounts that just got a bunch of Wales versus Minnows mana.
Yeah.
and
which
they're
is
still
not
lingering
informative.
around.
Meme City will be on the top 10 for the next decade.
Yeah, I mean the stonks just keep getting traders. So
Oh, are they like all-time things?
yeah, it's all time most
Oh,
traders. Yeah,
man.
it's okay.
That's annoying.
Okay, we're gonna.
We can set those up.
Yeah,
theoretically.
yeah. Listen, they've done their bet on love thing now, so they have time now to dedicate to all of these fixes that we need.
I would
And
love to be
now
able to
new
see.
chairman of Manifold Politics. So
Yes, I will tell them this is very important to our political
for
production.
everyone who wasn't in the pod when that came up earlier, we have a new chairman of
there you
Manifold
go.
Politics, which is
I
apparently
don't- that's not official, but yes,
manifoldpolitics.com.
Ethan did ask me if I wanted to be editor-in-chief.
I can vouch for this. This did happen.
So yeah, I guess someone has to. No one else will.
Is your first order of business maybe dark mode?
I agree. Yes, no, that seems like my priority.
Maybe the typography. I hate to sound like a typography snob, but I'm also quite bothered by the font.
I don't know why they changed the aesthetics. The current aesthetics on the site are good.
No, copy paste. Honestly,
We should wrap up soon, but actually, yeah, if people have politics suggestions, tell me your politics suggestions. I might have authority now. I
now we have a
think
direct line.
the current odds are like good. Like I still think we're better than the real money markets on a lot of things, but there's just not enough attention paid to the state level. Is my main thesis. Is that like for quite a while, I don't think people have been watching like the Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin markets as much as we need to, because that's what decides the election. And the like 47, 51% or whatever the current overall odds are people just trying to sum that up in their heads. And we could be doing better. There is state level polling we could be looking at. We could be actually forecasting the precise results in these states, and that's what ends up actually mattering. So that's my main thought as a priority, is just look at the state level more. But you also need eyeballs. So my other pitch to Steven was we do have to do the conditional markets that Barack was talking about, which conditional markets still suck, but I think that they're really eye-catching. Like if you want to get in people from Twitter and you have a market on if Trump is elected, will X happen, that gets eyeballs. And then you have more people betting, and then the markets theoretically are more accurate. I think there are ways to do it if you just
Spicier.
subsidize it. Yeah, it's spicy. I agree.
Spicier, for sure. For sure. Like, is it Gabrielle who created that market of like how many of the campaign promises are going to come
That was-
through? Like this, like it's going to probably be a bit of a bitch to resolve. How much can you imagine these things up? It's quite ambitious, I think, but I like this one also. I think it's appealing.
You you kind of have to balance, I think, the epistemic honor of the site in terms of like predicting things we think we actually can predict and have good outcomes for, versus or that we can have good criteria for, versus like just stats is the things that most of the political markets are, is like, do you win by 5%, do you win by 10%, does the House have this many seats or that many seats? But predicting policy is what people are more interested in. It's just harder to write resolution criteria for, but I think you gotta try. And it's an advantage that Manifold has over stuff like Polymarket. Like Polymarket cannot make a real money market on Trump's campaign policies, like his promises, whether they resolve or not. There's no way you can get people to actually put thousands of dollars on that, because so much of it will come down to Gabrielle's judgment, as she's the one that made that market. But we can do that, and I think that provides a value of people looking at campaign promises and saying which ones are realistic and which ones aren't. So I think it's worth a shot.
I mean, I know we're wrapping up. I'm just really curious about the Trump VP markets and where everybody stands on Trump VP markets. Because, for example, I just saw.
I still I was going to Carrie Lake.
I
just say that I'm wrong, but I think it's going to
Twitter.
Carrie Lake. He needs someone that's crazy.
I just saw on Twitter that he walked out, like he sort of paraded Vivek at Mar-a-Lago just a couple of days ago.
Not Vivek.
And
It's
so
not
now
Vivek.
it's moving.
So much
So now
against
it's
Vivek.
He's got
moving.
Vivacia by like a leash collar. Vivacia will get like Secretary of Commerce or something.
Wait,
Vivacia's going to get something very low in the cabinet.
Wait, Stefanie, say again though. Wait, he walked out and said what about Vivek?
No, he brought Vivek to Mar-a-Lago, and lots of people who were either there or caught some of this video were saying this is like a pre-VP announcement. Now, like,
It's
they're
the Mitt
all
Romney
insane,
dinner
so-
again.
Oh God, I love that photo so much. I think about that.
The Mitt Romney
That's what
very
Mitt-
scary
that
with
Mitt
the
Empire.
camera.
Mitt Romney's haunted dead eyes after he had that dinner.
Yeah, I bet it's another Mitt Romney dinner.
I mean, Vivek likes him is the thing.
Vivek loves him. Vivek
Yeah.
doesn't think he's gonna. If
No,
you
I
believe Vivek,
listened
that's his word.
I listened to him on a couple of he came on a couple of podcasts I listened to, Vivek, like many months ago, and I was
Love that
listening to
guy.
him, and he's the first thing that I would do is pardon, basically Sir Donald Trump, because he's so, he's quite some things I won't say on this podcast, but he's quite a fan. He's quite a fan.
The VP stuff is very interesting. I think that is currently one of the most interesting questions in politics. Before we had the whole Biden dementia episode, this was like the thing we were thinking about, because the primaries were over, and the Republican primary still is over. Haley has no chance. So the question of Trump's running mate is especially important given that Trump is also old. Trump is probably still in legal risk. Even if he wins, he could be convicted of a crime he can't pardon himself for if it's at a state level. And so his vice president is important because they could become president. And then, people just don't know who a lot of these names are. Like, if you ask the average person on the street, they have not heard of the governor of South Dakota.
Just, you know.
Yeah. And she's
And
a
that's
good choice.
I mean, that's even more of a nod to Vivek, who is, look, I'm kind of just devil's advocate a little bit at the moment, but, he's young. He is like this CEO type, which I think is a bit more relatable to the average person than the political type. People find him pretty charismatic and likable. I don't know. I think he's more relatable than a lot of political types. Like you say, a lot of these other ones, at least on our VP market, are unrecognizable. I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't count him out. I'm betting against him because of just the way that I think Trump has treated him when I've seen in his campaign events. He's like, all right, Vivek can come up and he can speak for 1 minute. Yeah. Otherwise, and then we'll.
And this better be good for me.
It's better be good. Like I feel like he has a certain amount of contempt that doesn't make sense to me, given his other comments about like, oh, the person I think it's going to be, they're a very nice person. I like them a lot. I feel like he doesn't like Vivek. he's just kind of
He's using him.
he made a deal with Vivek to drop out before Iowa and said like, oh, okay, we'll give you something in the cabinet, or you can come with me and talk.
Chris, fuck Vivek.
But
I think it's kind of a test, though. I think he's kind of like an abusive partner that's going to keep being basically an asshole and keep seeing if this person is going to keep coming back, right? Like, you
That's a
just
good
keep
analogy.
picking him, and he keeps coming back, and he keeps complimenting you, and he keeps, standing in allegiance. Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm skeptical of everyone as a manipulator. So
I mean,
Everything Trump does is in the Darvo playbook. Everything he is doing is like deny, accuse, reverse victimize, whatever they are, and then objectify. Yeah, it's terrible.
I feel Stefanik as the favorite still makes sense to me, but maybe she wants it too much. Like.
But he
is
needs that though.
Does he want someone that's that desperate for the job?
He needs someone that the next time he says, "Hey, overturn this election on my behalf," they're going to say yes, which is 100% Kristen Noem, 100% Vivek.
Yeah.
I think mostly Elise Stefanik at this point.
Oh,
He's just so cobbling.
Yeah. It's tough. Tim Scott still makes sense to me, and yet no one agrees with me on this. I feel like I'm the highest.
He's not even that virgin. Let's be real.
Yeah, I have twice as much Tim Scott as anyone else, so I'm probably wrong, but it still just makes sense to me as like someone who doesn't scare anyone. People I think want, I think Pence was a good choice because Pence didn't hurt him, and I don't think Tim Scott would hurt him, and I think Vivek would. I think people would look at this insane man, and even in comparison to Trump, Vivek is insane about some things, and it would hurt. But I could be wrong.
I guess so. Usually you want to pick someone complementary to you. So like last time we picked Mike Pence, who was like long and institutionalist versus him an outsider.
Yeah.
This time I don't think he needs to do that. I think he wants to pick someone that's like just has fealty to him and like views him as the superior.
Yeah. He wants loyalty, which Vivek has, which Stefanik has.
Yeah.
I don't know about Noam.
Yes, she does. She is.
What Vance? Vance has always been my dark horse
is just crazy.
Always been Vance. Like I don't know why he's so low. Well, he was at 3%. I put him to 5.
I guess your 50 is like my 5. So when you put the 50, that's like mentally like my 5.
No, that wasn't a large bet. What are you talking?
50 is like I'm very confident in this.
This market has 43,000 mana in liquidity. It doesn't move it much.
I would have put a 5 down.
Put a 5 down. Well, I need to. The way I think about these multi-choices is just kind of balancing the payouts. So
there are a lot of markets I've come across that have like 35 options, and I look and I see, oh, Joshua's got like 1,500 on this option. I'm like, cool.
Is you?
It's disproportionate for the rest of us.
It must be nice to have 1.2 billion mana in the market.
Oh yeah, that could be making a killing. There's so many of those VP markets, right? Like if you have your
arbitrage spot is having a go on the vice presidential nominees right now. So yeah.
If you're a conservative and you're religious,
Theo's gonna start posting one. Maybe you already have one. I see her online.
Up from 8.
Will Trump's VP come out before Sweden joins NATO? Like all the NATO movement.
Hungary's just talking about it at this point, right? It's just
didn't they approve? I thought
no.
Let him in.
You know, the Hungarian president just resigned because she pardoned a child predator, like a child predator, a child sex predator. Anyway, she resigned because there was all this kickback. So she resigned yesterday or something. So now they have 30 days to appoint a new president. I mean, they have a prime minister also, but probably the Sweden NATO decision has been delayed a little bit while they find a new president.
Yeah, they have Orban. Is Orban's Hungary? Or no, Orban's Turkey.
I'm talking about Hungary.
Yeah, great.
Orban is Hungary.
Erdogan's Turkey.
Orban's Hungary, and he's the prime minister, but the president has resigned.
Erdogan
it's a
Erdogan
woman
is
who
Orban is
used her orders to pardon someone who was found guilty of crimes against children. And people
Whenever we're talking about like a random country, I always have to like process like, is the president important? Is the PM important? There's so many different ones you have to like remember which is the most important.
There's like little details like this are really good for like market descriptions. I'm going on a tangent here, but so often people will put up a market that's just like a question of like, will they get into NATO by this date, and they don't put any context in the description or the comments. And I feel like the market accuracy can really be improved with just a basic amount of like links to news articles and summary of the current situation. And creators often don't do this, and I feel like it leads to people just betting on just the title and no information. They're just like, maybe, I don't know. And if you give people just the slightest amount of context, I feel like they can do better. This is a pet peeve of mine.
My problem is resolve dates. I wish that people didn't suggest a resolve date and everyone had to proactively pick it.
Interesting.
Because I feel like so many people pick the default one and don't think about it. It's like, what will happen by the end of 2030? And it resolves this month. And I said, it resolves this month, and there's a bunch of 2030 shit in here. And every single one I go in through and comment on the creator, like, why does this resolve this month? And they're like, oh, thanks for catching this.
Yeah, they do that by accident sometimes.
That's why I'm in the top 5 most active. It's mostly either taking up boosts or just commenting like, why does this resolve this month?
Well, I think maybe there shouldn't be a default resolve date to begin with. You should have to choose it, right? It should just turn red
Otherwise,
and you can't hit post or whatever. It should force you to choose your own date, because why?
The
Why even is there?
Yeah, I've seen some good arguments
Why
for that.
is
Is
there
like,
a
what does it
default?
hurt if the market doesn't close? Like, I think you should be able to put in the expected resolve date, and there should be a default of, you could have your default of 1 week or 1 month, and when that happens, they send you the email, and the email says, hey, you thought that this would happen by this date, please check and resolve it if it's happened, or set yourself another reminder. But the problem is that when the market closes and someone doesn't check their email, then we get into issues where it's just an abandoned market sitting there. So like the default of it just not
All
closing.
of the email notifications turned off.
I turned it off also. I don't understand anyone that can survive that many email notifications.
I get them because I don't have that many markets. I only get them for, whoa. Okay,
Why not
Stefanie,
have
I'm including.
balloons?
Did you not do that proactively?
What?
You didn't proactively send balloons?
You talking?
No, that was for mistaken balloons.
Oh.
I don't know how to use this.
Oh, there's the
No,
little
I didn't.
fucking these thing. There's react.
Oh,
Chat.
give a fire one. Oh, no. Stefanie had like
Yeah.
balloons come through her screen. Like,
No, I got. Did somebody send me balloons? I don't actually know how that works.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Just
Barack paid $35 for it.
Brock's here? No, Brock's not here.
Sorry.
There is a where is it? It's on. Oh, it's on Google Meet. There's something that you can do, and it will. I don't know. It sees you, and it automatically sends balloons.
Oh, there used to be a hotkey embedded in the product. Yeah.
Mhm.
This will send a thumbs up, which is so dumb because if I've given this, you've already seen that I've
Yeah,
given you a thumbs
I
up.
think you can do
don't
it like
need
a
the
thumbs
emoji.
up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Tesla.
Unnecessary.
Is it overly basic that I still want like Discord reactions in Manifold?
Yeah.
Like I wish I could give people a fire emoji or a.
I want a thread. I wish that you could click into an answer and see all the comments on that answer.
No, isn't there something in the suggestion box? I think everybody who's on this
I think that would be a great
podcast, I
feature.
was listening to the pod should go in and like.
Upvote the suggestion. Wait, yeah, hold on. We have an army.
We
to-
also want upvotes now.
Where's-
Like you have that market for how many suggestions are going to be resolved, and so anyway, I think that resolves in a couple of days. But
where's the suggestion like board that they have? That's what you're referring to, right? Well, I mean, there's the thumbs up.
it's in channels. It's in channels under the info, like above.
No,
below
I know there's
above.
the one in Discord, but I thought there was also separately like a suggestion like web page that they had that solicited. But okay, we're probably
There's
off
a
topic.
bug bounty. Is there a suggestion bounty?
I think
What's the
Case made a
Manifold
weird
bounties one?
system where you could give staff a bounty, which makes no sense to me. Why would you pay staff in their play money currency?
The resource they have unlimited
It
amounts.
doesn't make any sense as an incentive system. I guess.
Well, it's not necessarily paying the staff. It's paying whoever will implement it, which
should I do that?
can be anyone.
Maybe one of the mods could secretly implement like a mod bounty every time
Oh, I can't see
a
it.
mod resolves a market for pay them a bounty.
Chris keeps going on strike. I'm gonna start like sending him invoices.
Going on strike, but still creating a shitload of markets anyway. I'm on strike from resolving, but I'm going to keep creating things at 1 per hour.
Hold on, wait. Whoops. General chat. Did Brock? No, that was. I've lost it now. It's in U.S. politics. By the way, I'm not
Oh,
agency anymore.
God.
I'm not politics or Manifold politics. I'm
Going
just
a bit
Barack,
nuts.
a man who will never be the president. What does this mean?
Should I bring up the proof from last night where I found him creating a whole bunch of markets and then accidentally using the agency to create more of those markets?
I don't think it was an accident. Wait, what does he mean? Wait, if it's the agency, does this just mean Tumbled is the
Like
agency?
we had this whole,
Okay.
we had
Yeah.
another back and forth in general this morning, but ultimately Austin said like maybe just sort of he's passing through a moment, so give him some space, right? Austin kind of said, but we were going back and forth in general, and I was asking him, it seems a little bit weird that the politics main now has a ledger that's, sending spam and stuff like that, but we've come to the point where we're just we need to give him some space because he's having a particular moment. So
Figure it out. I believe. Why do people keep buying Vivek up? I need to keep buying Vivek down. It's not going to be Vivek. Vivek.
guilty.
I don't believe.
The more you
yeah,
buy it
back
down, the more lucrative it is.
It's semi. Oh god, I'm betting against semiotic. Oh, this is bad.
Is Jackson still here? Oh, I get really worried when another whale bets against me.
Right.
Jackson's not here anymore.
No,
Semiotic is.
Jackson's now in fifth again. I think.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I still
one
have.
of those reminded they will take too long. Yeah.
This is what
still have
happens
about
when you
6
have,
suggestions
2 hours?
left in
we've
the,
learned from the poll. This is what happens
suggestion
when you add
market.
alcohol to the podcast.
We also have been going for 2 hours.
I've gone through
Like, when does the Super Bowl start?
a lot of alcohol.
So we've got
Yeah.
more poll suggestions.
The chess clock would have helped, actually.
Without the chess
The
clock.
chess
You need to take
clock.
The chess
yeah,
clock.
I think if you're gonna have alcohol, you need a chess clock. I think they're like a twofer.
What's the high percent? We did the Charlie market. We did GPT. I think on this doesn't count as resolving yes because we're not talking about now. I think on a future time, maybe we'll still do. I had a market on like what was the best 2023 market where Manifold was really dumb and one on when it was really smart. But I think this takes too much time to debate, so I don't think we should do those right now. I don't think we could reasonably cover the Struthio ones here, can we? Status of February is very
Oh my God,
vague.
there's hundreds.
We couldn't
mean,
talk
we
about the
could-
entire.
We
You
could
couldn't?
shout
Yeah.
out February. We could
Sure,
shout
okay,
out
fine,
February
fine.
because he's doing these monthly markets, and they actually like the first one crashed the site and was an absolute shit show. But now it seems like things have gotten. I mean, the challenge also over time is that you don't want to keep adding misresolves to this growing list of hey, I can't re-resolve
Right.
multiple choice. But I think there were a lot of bumps in the road in January that seem to have gotten better in February, and now he's gotten them every month. And there are a lot of it's kind of fun and stressful trying to keep up with it.
I like the concentrated attention is really good. Like Manifold is often at its best when you can have everyone betting in one market, even if it's not like what they would naturally be interested in. And these mega markets for each month do that. Like most people would not click on a market about whether or not there will be 2 or more inches of snow in New York City. But because it's in this mega market, it gets the eyeballs, and then it ends up getting more 42 traders on whether there will be 2 or more inches of snowfall in New York City in February. And I think that's beautiful because when you get enough people in a market, even if it's about a boring thing, it becomes exciting. And people start checking the weather in New York City, even though they don't live in New York City, to see how many inches of snow there's been. And it's like, I don't know, it's somehow just really cool that you can turn the mundane into something exciting.
You can almost replace the trending side of that with like a news app where like you're not getting New York Times quality news. Like you are finding out what's happening in the world through this. So like it is kind of a
But I think
surrogate.
it's kind of it's kind of also that because if you buy a position in one thing out of 200 or however many are in here, you get all the notifications when other things are resolving, right? And so then it really does. I mean, Joshua's often saying that like Manifold is like Twitter, right? It's kind of like that. You start getting these people who are commenting on things you don't even hold in a position in, and you're like, oh shit, okay, there was a Chinese balloon that entered Taiwan in February, or there was an earthquake, or there was like any number of things. I like it.
I mean, yeah, it goes to show though, like something that like Marcus Abramovich has said a lot is that. I mean, well, okay, he's just quoting Nate Silver, is that you don't need to be a subject matter expert to be a good prediction market trader. You just need to be a generally competent judge of evidence You have to have the ability to Google information, look at the sources, decide which ones are trustworthy, and then you can do well in a prediction market, even if you had never heard of the topic before, basically. And this market gives a bunch of things that we have never heard of before, but if you are a competent person, you can research and probably outperform the market, which then, aggregates information and provides actual useful forecasts for some of these. And just new, I didn't know there would be a Nintendo Direct airing this month, but there's a 91% chance of it, apparently. I hope that's...
Yeah, even if you are competent in something, then you add the option in there, right? So you don't need to be competent to bet on things, but if you are competent in something, then you add it in there. And you add it in future months if you think it's going to happen further out. But I think he's already... I can't remember. I definitely know that he's taking submissions for March. I haven't looked.
Oh, yeah, he made every month in advance. Like at the start of the year, he made every month.
Oh, Chris left. Yeah, he's not here.
Which, I mean, I think that just goes to show that they should just have, we were talking about the market and defaults, there should just be, when you click it, it should say in 1 week, and then it should say February, March, April, May, June, July, etc. Because people want to make markets that will end in each month, clearly. Well, I guess the interesting thing is that it has to be in that month, not by that month for Struthios, but it's still, it's nice when there are endpoints that are not just the end of the year. Like the jump from 30 days to the end of the year is so massive that you end up with a lot of markets that close in 30 days when they shouldn't, and you have a lot of markets that close at the end of the year when they shouldn't, and there's a lot of in between that his mega markets are providing a space for.
End of the month is predominant, right? I mean, unless it's something really niche, but I think more often than not, it's by the end of a month, unless it's politics or unless it's, I don't know. I think it's pretty deliberate if it's something mid-month or on a specific date, but more often than not, and I'm just like going on vibes on this also, but I have a feeling that more often than not, it's end of the month, so.
Yeah, the default of 30 days is odd. I think people will more often just adjust it manually to the end of the month and then say by the end of the month instead of saying in 30 days for their endpoint. Like a staggering is interesting for the site in that it can be good that you have markets resolving every day, which would happen if they're being created every day and resolved in 30 days. But that's not how anyone wants to do it in practice. In practice, people want it to be at the end of X month, because then you can just, your mind can process that better. You know how many days is until that date. Whereas if it just says March 17th, then you have to think about that for an extra 10 seconds. Which people don't like thinking for an extra 10 seconds.
People just aren't setting the end dates. I don't think they're thinking about that.
Well, that's true. They just go with the default often.
Yeah.
I mean, I question there being a default at all. I think that there are a lot of UIs that don't allow anything to be submitted without manually putting anything in. And I think that would probably mitigate a lot of issues with people kind of creating questions without taking a second to, even if you just choose an arbitrary date and then you realize later that you fucked up. I mean, why is there even a default to begin with? I don't know.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, we should start a counter somewhere of number of markets set to the default 1 week.
Oh, no. It's literally like a third of my comments. Like, legitimately, a third of my comments are that, asking, like, why does this close there? A third of my comments are saying, like, this is very unclear. How does this actually resolve? And the other third are just making memes. Or setting smart things. Like, that's like a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of something smart.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What else is... Okay, let's look for anything interesting.
The Super Bowl, y'all. The Super Bowl starts in, like, 20 minutes.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay, yeah. We should cut this off.
Should we cut it now?
Joshua needs to find a sport bar somewhere so we can resolve some shit there, too.
Yeah, our page is down a block.
Preferably one with bagels. I don't know.
Yeah, we were going to get food. I will look for bagels. I will look for screenshots of the Super Bowl. I will look for people with an apple with control.
What does everybody have against bagels? Why are people betting down the bagels? I mean...
There's a little place like...
Which one?
A block away? Okay. All right.
I love the hate in the biz. There's no good bagels.
Strong statement.
Schlock's is the best bagel.
Yeah.
Oh, who was that? Who was that?
Schlock's, okay. It's right at the Panhandle on L or whatever the other.
That's free.
Okay. Yeah,
There's more options. So
there's a reason for that has me eating a bagel.
Hi, stream people.
Hello.
Who's that?
You've already resolved yes.
Okay, you don't care about me anymore now that the market's resolved. I see how it is. You just want the mana.
Hello.
We asked
He's
them
already
for
been on.
manifold politics suggestions, and they all say they want dark theme. They want dark mode back. It's only white right now.
Since you're here, I was thinking about killing off the separate side and just bringing it back to the core platform.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts?
Love it.
I think that's reasonable. Yeah, like let me go bet on this quickly. Yeah, everything Gen Z has said about
I think it's
branding,
reasonable, too.
I think makes sense to me for SEO stuff. Like,
The SEO situation is big.
yeah,
I think either way is reasonable.
I was talking with a guy, a professional like sports gambler website business dude who's made like several fortunes from SEO on gambling websites.
Yeah,
He was telling me
you would know
like, this
this.
is a bad move.
Okay, that's not surprising to me.
I mean, I've done a lot of stuff with SEO, to be honest. Like,
SEO is only one consideration. If everything else were good, then it would make sense. So it's around there to the right. Cool.
Devo, isn't it just a matter of
Oh, Wheatley's here.
like just changing your algorithm so that when someone comes in to vote on a politics market, they don't see any rational essay markets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it is, algorithmic curation and manual curation too.
Yeah, you can just, if you send them just to the dashboard and it does not immediately link to the other stuff, and if you click on any link from this dashboard, it could again, like, send them to the manifold politics version of the site from the but it's still all under the same domain, right? Because if you have the separate domain, then the SEO gets fucked up. That makes sense to me.
well, and also since that market was created, like, what's the long-term plan in terms of user retention? Doesn't it make more sense to have everything on manifold.market somehow and work out how to have a political section of it so that you can retain users too if you want to try to keep them? Because politics doesn't stop after the presidential election, even if you can keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, it will, obviously, but the hope, I assume, is that when you get people in on a stream that they understand or are interested in, like politics, that you might hopefully convert some of them to actual ongoing users, no?
Yeah, exactly. That is a big consideration. Part of it though, or part of the original idea was that we wanted to create like a more normie friendly space just focused on politics that people can share with their politics focused friends.
And not
They won't see
rationalistic.
rationalistic. They won't see AI.
That's just the algorithm plus maybe changing the font for the duration of the election runoff.
Basically, yeah, that's what I'm thinking now.
And it's also like, you're guaranteeing the results also. You're not letting anyone misresolve these markets that you're featuring, right?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, but that's already kind of the direction moderation has gone on the site in general, is not allowing misresolutions. I think even regardless of manifold politics, the way David has it set up right now is generally if like a Trump fanatic said that Trump had won the election, we would unresolve that because he didn't. But
I actually think that we should allow that in general, or like people should be able to just be wrong.
Right, but in their running their markets though, that everyone's betting in, like even for the main politics site.
No, but for the main politics one, the House should just step in and guarantee it.
Right.
But you should still be able to have your own market. And be wrong about it.
Right. Okay.
I thought the current philosophy is like you have to have fine print saying this resolves according to my judgment.
That was not election.
Sorry, I missed that. Say again, Michael.
I thought like current policy is that if you say who won the election, you're going to get overruled. But if you say like who won the election according to my personal judgment, notwithstanding any fraud,
criteria in advance, basically.
Yeah, I think that line is more reasonable. But I don't know if you have like if the question title is like who won the election, and then in the description you have some paragraph how I'm only gonna look at whatever like bogus sources, then that should stand.
No, if you say who won the election according to whether or not they both
listening to these anime avatars on Twitter, those are my position.
I mean,
like you should be able to do that.
My position is we should just develop Dave Rothman and say he's seen enough. So
who won the election according to Trump?
Wait, what? Oh God, he's right. Yeah, we need to 45 minutes.
No, he's going to.
Just so you guys know.
It's a good thing the
15 minutes to find a sports bar and a bagel.
Yes.
It's not that hard to find a bagel. It's not
Also,
that
why did people add this? SF
you
is
can
not
pay
known for
$19 for one at the airport.
Good bagels either.
I duplicated Stefanie's market. Stephanie went to New York and she had the bingo market, so I duplicated her bingo market, and one of the starting options was the bagel, and I was like, sure, I'll look for a bagel instead.
Because it's not that hard to have a bagel.
That is not a background. That is another
Left, right.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Joshua's going to the bathroom. You're stuck with me.
All right, looks like people
Let's
in
give
the
it
Manifold
toward
office
Joshua's
heading off,
computer,
so
which he left unlocked.
might be time to wrap up now.
quick, time to make some
Right.
bets.
Going
Oh,
to
dear.
the personal directory. Transfer 1 million mana to Matty B. This was fun.
Which
Is this typical of Manifold Lives? Like if I'd only watched all the Manifold Lives up to this one, would
anyone
this
know
be
what
reflective
rank he
of the
uses?
previous ones?
Significantly more women on this episode.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yes. Is Stephanie the first woman that's been on Manifold Live?
in that we had a woman. I think so. I mean, to make a
The woman of
official
Manifold.
guest appearance anyway.
I
There've
mean,
been
it's pretty
people,
freeform, no? I mean,
unmuting themselves,
sometimes.
I never want to hear that phrase.
Okay. Sorry, you were saying?
Everyone is welcome on Manifold.
But all the people coming seem to be men. Why does this keep happening?
Why? I think it's pretty typical. I mean, there was one like with Marcus and Robert and Chris, and they like specifically wanted to do live betting and real money bets and stuff like that. But kind of, I mean, it's pretty freeform, no? Whatever the market tells us. Slaves to the
the
market.
just whatever we feel like.
We
really,
transferred all
or
your money
whatever
to
the
me.
market thinks we feel like.
Long
Yeah.
con.
Betting on the Super Bowl, you're no mana.
All right. Are we still on the air? We done? Yeah.
We're
Okay.
done.
We'll
We'll call it.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
Call it. This is fun though.
Okay. This is
Thanks
great.
everyone tuning in.
Right. 10 minutes now. I think
Thanks,
we're done.
everyone.